safe for me. Even though we burn from the light I bleed, but she bring me back, not a heart attack could take away all the love I had for you. It bleeds for you, it bleeds again. Oh, you bring me
they talking right now. And I ain't got no regrets, it's my time now. Lights out when they see us talking moves.
Well, I do believe we are live. It's Dawn of Stars versus Salamander Gaming. This is ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 10. I'm Extremes, and with me is Hayes, of course.
Yeah, I am, and I'm eager to get going here. This match is going to be an important one. In fact, both of the games we have tonight are important when you consider the standings heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, this is true. Salamander got an opportunity to potentially leapfrog their way up, and of course, you do want to make sure that your seeding is good going into the playoffs. Maybe they could leapfrog Nexus. It's possible.
It is possible, but a few permutations require for that to be the case, because Nexus are going to be in action a bit later as well, and they're playing Fate. Now that is going to be one heck of a game. Now, Mike, something that I want to bring some light to just before we jump into this game is that Salamander Gaming are in fact at a boot camp at the moment. So I'm expecting some impressive things here, Mike. When you're on LAN, when everybody's at the same venue, it just increases the output of the team.
Yeah, you're quite right. It just gives you a bit more cohesiveness as well. I mean, you've got the ability to look at your teammate's screen. There's all sorts of cool things that you get out of it.
Smack them when they do something bad.
Yes, all sorts of motivation.
Well, here we go into Overpass. First map of the evening. It is Dawn of Stars pick, and they're playing for Pride. We saw them pick up their first map last week against Agility, and let's see if they can follow with the second here. Some early aggression in through lowers from Salamander. Theo in the corner is going to get checked, and he's not going to be able to find anything, but they come through from water at the same time. Moise and Desire, they both find a frag. Salamander going to continue to fight this, and eventually they're going to be able to come out on top of these fights and actually win the round. Not often you see that.
Yeah, that was a little crazy how that actually played out in the end. But hey, I guess Salamander are the team you should be looking at who should be looking to take this, just considering the season they've had. Dawn of Stars have had quite a tough time of it. This is a map they do specialize on. They're pretty good on Overpass, so I expect them to be good, but they would have wanted to take the CT side pistol round. Let's just do a time check. I think I might be a little bit out of sync with you. I'm on 148.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm slightly ahead of you.
44.
41?
Now.
Okay, cool, there we are. Apologies about that, guys. First and last time it will be happening tonight. At least we were able to get rid of that early. Going to be the force buy for Dawn of Stars. I'm not the biggest fan of the force buy on Overpass. Especially not the way that they're playing it, where they've just sent one guy into lowers by himself and then one on the A-bomb side. It's just quite a standard hold. You're not going to have much chance playing against a fully bought up T side with a hold like this, unless bad guy can do something crazy with his non-existent Desert Eagle.
It's a ghost Desert Eagle. It's Halloween, Matt.
Yeah, well, it certainly is a ghost with the ghost owner now.
If he's joined the Spirit Realm, unfortunately, bomb will go down. A couple of players do seem to have missing weapon animations. That does sometimes happen with Go TV, so I do apologize for that, guys. But hey, Valve, please fix. Gaben doesn't care, whatever hashtag you want to go with.
Yeah, there's a couple. Mine is hashtag Dawn of Stars don't force buy. Also, another reason is that it's so important to get the AWPs as early as you can on the CT side, and you want all that utility to work with once that buy round comes through. So I just not a fan of the force buy on the CT side of Overpass after losing the pistol round. Salamander keep all 5 players alive, so that's going to be a really nice boost to their economy.
Yeah, quite a boon. It's against a force buy, you don't always expect to keep everyone alive either. So it's I think that's going to be a nice result for them. And of course, T side is pretty tough on this map, so you do want to take every T round you possibly can, especially against a team like Dawn of Stars who likes to play Overpass. I mean, I say that, and Dawn of Stars have actually had a pretty rotten season all round, despite having one of the standout players in the championship in the bad guy.
Yeah, he's been the shining light for sure. Of course, this is his debut season in ESL Southeast Europe Championship, and he's going to have to be big tonight with that AWP contesting against the likes of Bodito. We know how potent he has been with the AWP throughout the season. We're going to be looking forward to that one. BZT picks it up occasionally as well. We haven't seen Salamander play Overpass yet in the season. This is the first time we're witnessing the occasion. Desire with the CZ not going to be able to find the frag, barely doing any damage in fact.
Yeah, that was just some wild CZ spray. You got to be super careful with the CZ unless you've literally got the gun inserted into an orifice. It ain't gonna do very much if you're not actually just tapping with it.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised more people haven't moved across to the 5.7, Mike.
I like the 5.7 a lot. I think it's much more useful as a sidearm.
Yeah, it's actually got that one-shot headshot potential when you're close enough as well against head armor.
And
So
you can
it's-
spam it like a mad person. You can tank it
Yeah.
out quickly when you got an AWP. It makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense on CZ side.
I think it's actually a lot of subjectivity when it comes into the decision making in terms of going with the CZ over the 5.7. And I mean objectivity, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a long-term CZ fan, so I mean, I actually do still prefer it. It's just I like to AWP, so you know, as an AWP sidearm, 5.7 makes
Yeah.
more sense.
Sure. Back into the game we go, and it's the first buy round here of Overpass. Dawn of Stars desperately going to be looking to get on the board. They've got the AWP, but they don't have much util at all. Just smokes and flashes, pretty much. And Salamander are going to be testing the B defense. This is a perfect strat to run in the first buy round, just to see if Dawn of Stars have got what it takes to withhold the offense. And right now, the answer to that question is no. They're aware of Car's positioning. They're actually going to trade him out. In fact, Aaron's going to team kill BZT. Not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination, though. They know where Theo is, and bad guy with the AWP is in heaven. Theo actually able to find
That's
Aaron,
big.
and he takes down Flash. Keeps himself alive, 3 points of health remaining, but Bodito now
Huge
left in
nade.
exception. He gets dunked on Theo, doing so much work right now. Bad guy is just gonna have to chip him down. Wow, okay, they made that look easy.
2v3 retake, Matt. That shouldn't have happened at all, but they did it, and they did it easily in the end. Theo with all the heavy lifting in that one. I mean, the bad guy barely had to do anything with that last kill.
Yeah. I think Salamander got a bit overzealous there. I'm not sure who that player was who was pushing so far forward. Theo's first frag. I don't think it was necessary for him to be taking that fight, and it's just sometimes that tends to be the symptom of being so aggressive and pushing into the B bomb site. You don't really know where to draw the line and actually just put the brakes on.
Yeah, I think on B sides, if you can find the timing to actually cut off the rotate through that graffiti area, it can work super well for you. But
Yeah.
the problem, of course, is it's actually a very disadvantageous fight to go for. If you're just popping out there as somebody's coming through the door, you're just not in a position to necessarily get the kill. So I can see why you do it, but
Yeah.
it's not a one that works for you if you don't have the perfect timing, and they had far from it. They just
Yeah,
really, as
exactly.
you said, needed to pull up the handbrake and just consolidate the position on the site.
I like this from Dawn of Stars. Bad guy just baiting in long, even throwing some util through that smoke, while Theo plays close there towards the half wall, and he is going to be able to take BZT down. Opening frag goes the way of the side from Greece.
Jesus is aggressive from Theo, though. He could get traded here if he's not careful.
Oh, and Coolio
Oh.
just rattles off a couple of shots, Mike. Just like you said. Could get traded, all the potential then. 54 seconds left on the clock, and unnecessary, right? I mean, he just did such a good job to find that first frag and get the early advantage. He had cover from Bad Guy to get back onto the site, but yeah.
He even drops the molly, so I
Yes,
mean, he had cover, he had the molly behind him. There's no
Exactly.
way they could have traded him. All he needed to do was get out of dodge. So if they lose this round, I think he's going to be feeling pretty bad about it.
Or a bit of a missed smoke there, trying to extinguish the fire. Aaron going to be taking point to make his way in towards the B bomb side. Jumps forward, Desire and Cardo find the entries. Car going to be able to find a second. The IGL getting the job done, leaving Coolio this time in the clutch. And they know exactly where he is. He's actually going to swing out and take the fight. That guy has an AWP. He's going to walk into the angle. Misses the shot though. And he's
Oh,
actually going to go back for the fight. Coolio, you're a madman.
absolutely
Plant the bomb,
crazy.
son. Plant the bomb.
Jeez, and had he planted the bomb there, there's two players, probably looking and going, we could have bought our own guns if you just planted the bomb.
Yeah.
Anyway, still was very winnable for him. I get the impulse to go for that. but
I know. You're feeling it, right? It's just you're confident. You've just taken down the first guy. You're feeling like you're just going to swing wide and land the headshot. But
still, plant the bomb, then go for the fight.
exactly. Logic shall prevail. Should prevail. Oh, Bodito has his bell rung there, or it catches a couple of bullets. I like the speed here from Salamander, though, as they push their way through long. They did this in the previous round as well, and what it does is it forces the Dawn of Stars players from the toilets back onto the A bomb site. So even if they don't pursue this control, which it looks like they might, it still just opens up the whole other side of the A bomb site. Thereby, Bathroom's nice boost up from Bad Guy certainly started to have an impact on this game since the AWP has come into his hands.
Absolutely, he's always going to have impact. I guess the question with Dawn of Stars this season has been where the other players are. Theo has been notably quiet. He's of course had a
Yeah.
great round here that he won for them, but
Car's
from
also
being their
been
best
struggling.
player, I mean,
Yeah.
oh, I'm stuck at the moment.
Yeah,
don't know about
I
you.
am as well. I am as well.
no.
Disconnecting. Just to touch on that conversation, I agree. Oh, never mind. We are going to be back into the game. Theo, speaking about the man able to get himself across that corner, such a strong corner, but Flash actually does check, and the bad guy is with the AWP, and he baits Moise into finds 2 frags. Surely this is just a stretch too far for BZT. And he will get taken down by Desire. Great support AWPing there by Bad Guy, just constantly trading his teammates out and putting himself in a position to take a bit of pressure off of them as well.
Yeah, it was great positional play. I think Dawn of Star is showing there why they like to play this map.
Yeah.
Certainly know their way around that A side. I think B side's where they've tended to show a little bit more weakness. And of course, A side is where Moyes and Bad Guy are. So 2 players
I'm
that you don't
surprised.
really want to mess with.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Salamander haven't actually gone B again after that first buy round where they had all that success, traded their way onto the site, got the bomb down, and it was just the post-plant mistakes that cost them the round. But they got onto the site almost seamlessly. So I thought that they probably were going to test that defense again and just see if they could amend their mistakes. Anyway, it's the eco now. A couple upgraded pistols, some armor on a few players. Trying to go towards the A bomb site, but there's just so much range between them and the rifles. It makes for easy pickings, and we were saying how Theo's probably been a bit disappointing this season, having a good game here, but I completely agree with you. I'd say Moyes has actually been overperforming. He's looked really good and actually fairly consistent as well, and then Carr has also struggled a lot. We know he's the IGL, so he has a lot of things on his mind.
Of course he does. It's like that situation with old Navi with Zeus. You're going to go B because Zeus is there, you know?
Yeah, try and exploit that as much as you can.
Absolutely, the weaker player for sure going for it. I mean, we've had one map, I think, in the entire championship where we've seen Kai actually play pretty well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not without precedent. Oh, Nade doesn't do nearly as much as I expected, but hey, that's CSGO for you. Oh, Coolio.
That was 1 bullet, Mike.
1 bullet.
That SG has got so much penetration damage. My word.
Sure, that is that's hilarious. I actually played this map on Sunday and did something similar to someone.
Yeah.
It is just hilarious. I mean, it's like the walls aren't even there.
Oh, there's a flank coming through here, Mike. Sorry to interrupt you. BZT, his spidey senses tingle, and Theo is going to be so frustrated. And that unlocks the rest of the map right now. Bodito on top of the cement bags is trying to
It's still
take
going,
down
man.
Carl. Salamander are going to continue to push into the same bomb site. They use 2 smokes on short. The bad guy finds 1 shot on the cross. He gets a second as well. Looking for the third. He's eventually going to miss a shot. Now it's the 1 versus 1 flash. Timing nearly works against him. He's still going to swing wide, and he gets the frag. Wins the clutch, wins the round.
Jeez, they probably shouldn't have won it based on what they just did there, Matt. I mean, the only 3 players alive for Dawn of Stars were on the bomb site. They knew they'd fake them out and that there was the flank. I mean, if I'm on Salamander, I'm immediately booking it over to A. You know, you throw your
100%.
smokes, keep a couple players there, just make a bit of presence, keep the CT players on B and book it over towards A. But no, they decided they were going for it. It nearly cost them. I mean, bad guy didn't miss a shot.
Oh, this is quite aggressive from Salamander. They've got the bomb here and Monster as well. BZT and Bodito off the back of the flashbang are going to push through. They're able to find both of those frags. It's a very risky strat to use in the anti-eco. Really bully type mentality coming through from Salamander Gaming. There's always that chance that there could be a stack on the B bomb site, and things might not be so pretty. In the end, they do make it look easy. They've kept all 5 players alive to this point. And I don't think there's going to be enough money here for an AWP. Okay, you know, Car's got 4,000, so he'll be able to afford 1 Desire probably as well. When the Stars run has come to an end, and Salamander Gaming is starting to get back to winning ways. Yeah, BZT clean and crisp through that wood. We're going to have another buy round here, I assume. Moyes and Theo are actually fairly low, so they may reconsider.
Yeah, that's quite a drawback for them, unfortunately. Maybe they just overinvested a little bit in that one. It does look like that's the case. So they're just going to be on a half buy, which is bad news for them. I mean, 5 already for Salamander. Looks like Salamander might be on course here to actually win the half on Dawn of Stars map pack.
Yeah, and again, they're going towards this B bomb side. Early nade's going to be a
that is
huge nade. And now they walk into
What?
the CZ. Oh my god, the Desert Eagle finds a frag as well. How does bad guy pick up 2? He just goes back for 3. This man is an absolute madman. BZT now left in the clutch. The flank is coming through so quick. Again, he takes on Theo Deja Vu. Theo, I'm not sure if his screen survived that one.
Geez, the third time in a row.
He's like, not again, not again. And it does turn out to be the case. And Salamander Gaming only get one frag. Mike, that's why you don't rush in anti-eco rounds. Boom. Punished.
Jeez, that was quite the punish. That second kill on that CZ spray was crazy. I mean, he's lucky his teammate was there on hand Desire actually to get the kill of the player in the middle, but still, I think bad guy had it covered, eh, Matt?
Yeah, he was insane in that situation. 12-5 now in 10 rounds. I think he's on top of the server. And it's going to be the full investment here from Salamander. Theo being aggressive is going to get caught off guard, but it's complete solo aggression. There's no support at all. There's nobody there to drop a smoke to bail him out. Bad guy watching towards long passively. Yeah, he gets across and he actually is able to find a frag. He's so cerebral. He's so quick with his movement. And he's got support now from Moise as well. Ooh, interesting flash actually. Not sure I've seen that one before.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I can see it would catch the players if they were coming out
toilets.
along. And
Out
toilets.
along, I guess, yeah. Nice one indeed, and it looks like Salamander are booking it back towards the B bomb site. I think there's only one player right now, it's Carr playing around the pillar, and he's just going to use it to find at least one frag, and he absolutely destroys Coolio as well. Dawn Stars having no trouble dealing with the force buy from Salamander, and let's not forget that this is an important game contextually when you consider the rankings. Salamander need a 2-0 here if they're going to stand any chance of leapfrogging Nexus.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really important to them. It's not important to Dawn of Stars at all, after all, because
just pride.
yeah, I mean, it might have been a fight between them and Agility for that last playoff spot, but Agility ended up forfeiting their second map on Saturday night, so they just mathematically have no chance, of course. So
Yeah.
and I kind of don't blame them after they got absolutely
Jeez.
destroyed on map 1.
Like it was a beating. I haven't seen a beating like that in ESL Southeast Europe Championship. It was like a novice team against some professionals. Blue Jays made that look easy.
Talking about which, maybe a couple of novice mistakes out of Bad Guy and Theo, because they again pushed up and again got punished. This time Bad Guy also doesn't get away with it. So now that's some weapons in the hands of Salamander, and they do actually have a numerical advantage in a map in a round, which was pretty much just a low econ buy, just some pistols.
Yeah, and they've sold the fake towards the A bomb side, and Flash has actually been able to lurk his way through the monster tunnel, and he's realized that B is completely vacant right now. Those rotations are coming through. How much more control can Flash find? Because if he's actually able to get towards CT, he's actually going to hold underneath Heaven. I thought he may have continued. Salamander going so slowly, and Dawn of Stars are committing to the retake here. I mean, normally you'd see a 2-1 split instead of the full 3 players on one bomb site. This is a crazy gamble. And it's not going to pay off for Salamander. They may even commit to the save, or they've got enough money, I suppose, to go for the retake. Yeah, maybe that's the line of thought.
Maybe we're just about to see. Of course, Salamander don't know that there isn't maybe a player sitting towards Graffiti, so they were just going slowly, flashing themselves out. Flash on hand to potentially deal with the player out
They're
of Heaven.
saving it.
Oh, they're saving, yeah. Wow, okay.
This is mighty conservative. All right, maybe they're reconsidering it. They just were looking for a late lurk, perhaps, but they're starting to make their way forward now. Desire's going to have to make some moves. Time has certainly ticked along here.
It's almost too late at this point, man.
Yeah, they've given themselves so much to do in such a short space of time. Bodito goes and finds himself a frag with the AWP. Now Moise has a huge amount of work
I think
to
they
do,
can
and he's
now.
going to be able to find 2. Bodito up close with the AWP is going to find a second shot, and BZT trades him out. Dawn of Stars, some questionable decision making there.
I thought in the heat of the moment there, if Moise had gotten that third kill, that was pretty much it. They would have had it just by the skin of their teeth, but he just misses out on the spray transfer. And that is a huge round for Dawn of Stars to actually drop. They were on course to win the half with that one, and now we're at 6-all. Salamander already done enough on T side of a map that's notoriously difficult to find T rounds on.
Just like you said, though, that's an absolute gift for Salamander Gaming. Not the nade, though.
Stuck again, Matt.
Yeah, me too. I'm sort of coming back in, though. Aaron,
Back in.
one of you back as well. 32.
I'm a little behind you. 2, 1, go. Okay, Moyes there finding a kill as well, and he's got a lot of company coming his way, actually. Car in hand to help him out. Players are under some threat. They're all low, but somehow they're not dying, Matt.
Yeah, and they know where Flash is as well. He's been brought down to 1 HP. Dawn of Stars get back to winning ways and set themselves on course to still win this half. They could have broken the economy in the round before that, though, and unfortunately they slipped up against that force buy. So It's not as good as it could have been, but it's not bad by any stretch. It's going to be the eco now for Salamander. They don't actually have all that much to work with, just some upgraded pistols. I would have liked to have seen a Desert Eagle or a CZ forfeited there by one of the players just to get some flashes, perhaps.
Yeah, that is a good point. Something Anders used to like to go on and on and on about, and he was right. So, they just
Again,
catch
Mike,
Theo.
Again, though, I mean, how many times can you make the same mistake? Surely he should have been able to read the economy and predict the eco around here from Salamander.
I think what's actually going on with Theo is he's really struggling for confidence this season, and he's trying to make plays. Unfortunately, when you're trying to make plays, you often get caught off.
Oh no!
Is he about to get caught off? But he's missing all of them. Come on!
Not like this, the bad guy. He has survived a hail of bullets, and he will continue. Oh, Bodito's going to be kicking himself, but we've all been there. It's happened to all of us. The easiest shots, and they just become near impossible. Going to trade out, gets the M4.
Shame, I feel so bad for him there. Just go to give you a quick time check. 55.
Yeah, we're good. 2, 1.
Yeah, we're good.
There we go. Sorted. Salamander Gaming, they put the brake on things and then continue to work towards this A bomb side. All 4 players are going to be committing with the 2-2 split between Long and Toilets. Bodito clearing out the angles as he starts to make his way forward with the M4, and a great crosshair placement there from him means he's going to take down Moyes, and that guy can do nothing but sit back and wait for his teammates to rotate up. Salamander Gaming somehow once again have gotten themselves into a position to win this eco round. Bomb ticking away here. There's a kit on all the players. Flash, incendiary, and smoke on car. He decides to molly off the truck, but that's going to have no direct impact. Coolio knows he needs to make a fight here because he doesn't have armor. He's going to try and avoid the flashbang. Going to go down 3v3. Time still ticking, and Flash is playing the smart. He's playing the slow. Going to swing out and takes down Desire. Car now left. Surely has no chance of winning this, so he takes down Aaron, and now Flash is hiding in the smoke. Such smart decision making from him. Car's going to get on the defuse, but no, not like this, Flash. Just use your knife, brother. Okay, jeez, like.
Oh, I was getting excited there, Matt, and I think maybe everyone on the server was getting excited. Dorna starts thinking they might steal it away with a little ninja. And Salamander thinking, oh no. Wow.
Mike, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you because I've seen something crazy. Do you remember Synopsia and Juan Flatru? We casted them last season.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well internationally at the moment.
They're playing for a team called Mix with Doc as well, and they played against Australis on Dust 2, and they lost 19-17.
Wow.
Wow, that's quite something. Yeah, okay, sorry about that. I just got a bit surprised. It's always good to see players that we've had an opportunity to cast here in ESL ACC going on to bigger and brighter things.
Yeah, it does seem to be the case. As you see ships yesterday, like going absolutely nuclear as well. I mean, I got to question why Wendigo would have let him go. I mean, Poison's great. I mean, he is definitely the best Bulgarian player, but I'd say Ships is the second best and not by much.
Yeah, it's seeming that way. Well, Crazy Prophet, Wendigo wins. We're going to have to see how this round plays out here. Donna Stars don't have the best weaponry by any stretch of the imagination right now. Just 2 rifles, 3 pistols, 5 flashbangs to try and keep Salamander Gaming at bay. Salamander have actually slipped up in these rounds a few times in the past couple, or so far through this half. In fact, both of these teams have struggled against the weaker buys, and whoever's able to actually just figure that out sooner probably going to be closing out this game. Let's see if Salamander are going to be making it happen as they gravitate back towards this B bomb site. All 5 players, I like that they find that control, and they force Dawn of Stars back onto the A bomb site. There's 3 players on A right now, and Dawn of Stars starting to realize it's probably the wrong call, and because Salamander are taking so long, those players are going to be able to work their way towards B. 2 players towards the monster tunnel here for the CTs to try and lock it down. Car's actually able to find 2, and he's still alive here. Eventually, Salamander are going to deal with him. Coolio, he finds 2, nearly the 3rd there. Flash going to be picking up the pieces, and eventually will take down Moyes. That leaves Theo in the clutch. Great shot there as he pushes through the smoke to take down Flash.
Yeah, swinging wide, and he nearly kills him, Matt.
BZT has to take the fight up close and personal with the AWP. He can't try and play time here. There's just far too much left of it. Looking for the no-scope. Yo! Is not going to be able to make it happen. Salamander win the half.
Jeez, I think all might have been forgiven had he managed to get that one, but unfortunately he doesn't get that one across the line. And I'd say that half is just the story of Dawn of Stars throwing away the early frag, giving Salamander an early advantage repeatedly. And I mean, I'm looking at you, Theo. That was happening a lot, and it just seemed like they were playing 4v5 so often. And between both teams, as you said, both of them struggling to deal with pistols, it seemed. So a little messy all round. I mean, Salamander I think will be pretty happy with the 8. Dawn of Stars, I think they probably left a good 3 or 4 rounds out there.
Completely agree with you, Mike. They're going to be slightly aggrieved with themselves that they weren't able to get across the line in those slightly easier rounds. Anyway, they're going to have to put that behind them now as we head into the second half. Dawn of Stars have got a smoke and a flash at their disposal, while Salamander have a smoke and 2 flashes, along with an HE remaining in the way of utility. So just 3 players with armor on the CT side. And it's going to be an early long push from Dawn of Stars. Of course, we don't normally see CTs committing a player towards long. It's actually around the world. 1 player posted back of Monster, 1 back of Lowers, and then he starts to pincer in with his teammates as they come down the stairs. 4 players going to be pushing out into the water area and then slamming onto the B bomb site. Big grenade though landing on
Great timing on the flash.
35
the smoke,
damage.
sorry.
Yeah, it keeps him at bay, but they're going to continue to push forward here, boys. He finds the entry. Still, though, damage being done here by both teams. Bad guy looking to be the difference as he finds himself a frag and does damage to Aaron. 4 versus 2 as Dawn of Stars take control of the bomb site.
Yep, they got some good control here. Flash and Coolio need to find some headshots. I mean, these players are all low, but of course, being a pistol round with USBs, they're going to be trying to land the headshots, and that actually makes their job probably harder than they think, Matt.
Yeah, that's such a good point, Mike. Of course, they won't be aware of how much damage their teammates have done, and bad guys on an absolute tear with the P250. They just want to look to fight Coolio, which is probably not the best idea against the USP. That looked like a bit of a matchmaking scene for a second there. 8-8, and Dawn of Stars, they win the second pistol round, so that's a great start to the second half for them, of course. Aaron's struggling with only 5 frags so far in this game.
Yeah, that's not good news for them. Of course, the others have kind of stood up where they've needed them, so it's not the end of the world, but it's certainly going to become a bit of a drag factor if they start to chase the game. CC side, of course, are rather expensive, so a little bit difficult to keep going when somebody's not getting the frags, because that also just means, economically speaking, that extra 300 or 600 they might get in around, they aren't getting.
Yeah, that's exactly it. EZT getting aggressive here towards long by himself. He's got a fight to take, and he's actually going to come out on top. Nice shot there onto Theo, but he needs to get out of dodge now. Unfortunately, he won't be able to retrieve that weapon, but still an early advantage, and I wonder if we're going to be continuing to see the pattern of teams struggling against the pistols reign true here as well.
Yeah, Deagles are such powerful weapons. It's actually crazy to think, though. I mean, if you go back sort of 3 or 4 years in CSGO history, very few players actually used the Deagle. It was like, I mean, it was Guardian, it was Freiburg, maybe.
That's so true, Mike. When I started playing this game, actually, in like 2014, everyone was like, no, don't buy it as an Eagle. It's just like a flashy weapon. That's all it is. There's like no logical reason to use it.
I mean, the CZ was literally a hand AK, let's be honest. And the Tech 9 was like an M249/AK.
And it's so ironic because in the previous iterations of CS, the Desert Eagle was iconic, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always been a powerful weapon, but it really does display who's got the skills.
The push, 2 players in Monster for the CT side. Brodito up close is going to take down Desire. This gives a lot of space now for the CTs to work with. Brodito finds a frag with that SMG, and now it's all on Car's shoulders, and he's going to go down as well. Mike, how do Salamander win that round and keep 4 players alive? Come on, guys. You need to pick up your game now.
Oh, Deagle's broken. Valve fleece fix. No, it's not. It's actually perfectly fine. But
these players that are broken.
Yeah, I mean, they made it work beautifully. Great read out of Salamander, and as you said, we've been seeing the team struggle against pistol buys, and that proves to be the case from the other side for Dawn of Stars. So, yeah, they're not going to be super happy with themselves, but they've got Deagles now, so of course they auto-win, don't they, Matt?
Jeez. Yeah,
If
if I was a betting man, I'd start to actually just question my life choices at this point. BZT finally going to actually find an opening frag, but gets a little bit too inquisitive, and that's cost him his head. Little bait and switch here, Coolio. Unfortunately, they'd like to be in the opposite positions right now.
Yeah,
with
I was going to say.
and Flash.
Long range Mac 10, not really what that gun's known for.
Yeah, but it's more just about taking presence, and well, Flash actually has to do this job on his own. I'm not sure if he was even spotted there by Coolio. They're going to continue to aggress here together. I don't mind the aggression so long as you do work as a unit. They're going to be able to retrieve that weapon, and then they push back. That's the key. They don't just continue to charge forward unnecessarily.
being quite mobile in their defense, which is important. You do want to make sure that when you do push, there's a couple of you doing it, unlike looking at you, Theo, in the first half. Gonna keep bagging on him, man. Feel like it needs to be done. Players coming out long here. It's Kai and Desire. Desirous of some kills and actually finding the kills. It's now a 2v1, but I don't think he's going to be around for much longer with the players that are coming in. He does have armor though, so this is actually pretty doable. Very doable, in fact. Let's see, Badito and Aaron. Aaron's been struggling to find frags here, and actually it's Badito who finds the kill. They come from the same angle. It makes it so difficult there for Desire to actually deal with them. So in the end, I was kind of saying it's doable, but it kind of went from nothing to possible there. I mean, it was a 4v2, so Dawn of Stars nearly with the bomb plant, but they're in the retake. Salamander pretty pinpoint, making sure they come from the same angle. They can't be easily traded out. And that's a pretty good lead for them now, 10-8. Pistols now for Dawn of Stars, and yeah, Sackman in chat. You're quite right. Last season, Dawn of Stars were so much better. I kind of wonder what's happened. Yeah, they've of course had a couple lineup changes, but I'd definitely argue that bad guys made them better. I mean, the guy's absolutely insane, but they're not winning. A very slow setup out of Dawn of Stars. Yep, looking to just burst here through the monster tunnel, and they will be going. A lot of guests here for Dito to show on their way out, and he gets 2 before Theo's actually able to trade him. 4v3, I make that a 4v2. Bomb plant is kind of mission accomplished here. Theo and Co. Don't think too much more is possible, but you never know if you find some headshots, man.
Yeah, that was actually pretty close. He's going to be able to molly off Aaron, and that isolates him from his teammates. That allows Theo to refocus attention, but he goes for the reload. I think he may actually have been out of ammo there, I'm not sure. Even though it's been quite crazy, Salamander still have always had a firm grip on this round just by the sheer numbers and weaponry advantage that they had. Although, just like you said, the fact that Dawn of Stars do find a frag and a bomb plant, I think that's mission accomplished in the eco round.
Yeah, enough done for them that they'll be able to come in with a pretty strong buy here. They are running out of opportunities. They are a team that likes to play this map, but they've showed some, I'd say, concerning signs on their CT side, where they really should have won the CT side pretty comfortably. They gave away a bunch of rounds. Here on T side, they don't have that room for error anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly the case, right? And that's never really the position you want to be on in the T side of Overpass, just because it is so difficult. Let's see if they can make it up with the weapons. It's a very aggressive stance here from Salamander with 4 players towards that fountain and coming through long, and actually doesn't go too well in the beginning, but they do find 2 quick frags of their own. Aaron going to be the last player remaining towards that side, and off the back of it, Dawn of Stars want to try push into the A-bomb side. Bodito actually does a decent amount of damage to 2 players. It leaves Aaron in a winnable position, but he's going to be pushing straight into Desire, who has all the knowledge and information in the world that he's surely going to be coming from this part of the map. Such an unfavorable fight to take as the CT as well, trying to open up that door. And they're playing with him as well, and he knows it. There's no chance for him. Even though they have money, might as well save. In fact, they don't really have the best money, so it's a good decision for him to take the weapon into the next round.
Yeah, definitely needs to hang on to it. Badito won't be able to buy, so that's going to actually be pretty valuable to them. And look at this. Dawn of Stars hit back pretty quickly, and that's exactly what they needed to stay in this game. Because I think if it had gone to 12-8, Salamander would have probably been able to turn on the afterburners and start to close it out. But here, keeps it a game. Makes a game of it, Matt.
Yeah, it certainly does. Keeping 3 players alive means that Dawn of Stars will be able to start to build somewhat of economy here as well. Speaking of economy, Salamander will be investing everything they've got into this round, so that it's going to be keeping them honest and a good opportunity for Dawn of Stars to actually break their economy. So a lot at stake here. What sort of strat are we going to be seeing? Seems like quite a default opening, some default opening movements here from Dawn of Stars as they aggressively make their way into water. And the spray through the plywood's going to net the frag. Desire, you don't have to connect on many bullets with the SG to get the kill.
Yeah, that's true. The bullets do seem extra heavy. Those are some chunky bullets, man.
on going to be a follow-up boost here. Bodito seems possibly aware of this, and he's going to see the shoulder. I love that. I'm so glad. You have to be aware of that boost all the time as a B player, and we just see players get punished by it so frequently. And I thought it was almost going to happen again just because they had already lost a player in Flash. So good attention to detail there. It levels things out at 4 versus 4. And Salamander actually have a huge amount of information with BZT, who's pushed all the way through into the playground with that AWP. They've also got a man in lowers, so Salamander know it has to be a B execution. In fact, they're going to be forfeiting that man in lowers just to rotate him through on towards the B bomb site. BZT commences his flank, so it's all about the timings right now. Bodito has a job to do towards Monster with a couple players pushing forward. His teammate's going to take the attention. Aaron, he's able to find 2. That keeps things in even numbers contention until Theo goes one further. Taking down Coolio. Now it's on BZT to clutch. He was the flank. Unfortunately, his teammates weren't really able to buy enough time for him. And he's going to get checked. He misses his shot. Yeah.
I think BZT probably had a massive fright there, Theo wide swung him actually, so I'm not surprised the shot missed. He was just quietly creeping in there, thinking he'll probably take himself an easy kill, and yeah, that is the worst when you get wide swung in that sort of situation.
Yeah, unfortunate. We're going to be seeing an eco round now for Salamander. So just like I mentioned at the start of the round, if Dawn of Stars were able to get across the line, they'd be breaking the bank. And we should be seeing scores level here, Mike, but I say that with a tentative tone for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, there are pistols. Thankfully, the one big gun is gone for Dawn of Stars' sake. That last round, I actually think Salamander could have taken it had they just had a bit more in the way of utility, because the issue there was, well, they actually had the perfect read. The problem was they didn't have the nades to actually help them get those kills, so it was straight fights. And when you're fighting SGs and players who've got the element of surprise, even if you know they're coming, of course you don't know when they're going to peak. It's generally, they call it peaker's advantage for a reason.
Yes. Not referring to the podcast.
Yeah, good podcast though.
It is a good podcast.
Semphis is a madman.
Jeez. He's also a massive man.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to pick a fight with that guy.
It's like NA Pasha, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. It's crazy considering he was a chubby guy in the past. He actually worked really hard, so nice swole AF.
Jeez, he is.
11-11. Okay, so we do have a game on our hands.
Exactly
Oh, jinx.
Fine, I'm going to break the jinx. I'm just going to talk, Mike.
Do it.
You don't have control over me. 11-11. Salamander Gaming looking to get control back of this game, but right now it's the Dawn of the Stars who are in the driver's seat. They've picked up 3 consecutive rounds. They control the economy game as well. All of the factors in their favor.
I don't think I've ever seen that, actually. I mean,
really?
If you drop down there and you land on the pallet, it lets you slide cleanly without taking any damage.
Yeah, I think he just went too far close to the wall. So yeah, unfortunately he does take damage, which means he's in 1-tap range now of the M4. I wonder if that's going to be a factor as his teammates make their way up long. It is the 3-1-1 split. Almost something similar to the around the world strat that we saw in the pistol. Very aggressive from Salamander and Toilets. BZT not going to be baited by that fake flash, and that's the bomb that's been dropped. Very awkward, but still, I'm not sure how the 2 Salamander players get out of this one. A missed volley, though, is certainly going to be aiding their cause. Coolio continues to take the fight. Bad guy, he has to resort to the pistol. I think he actually could have waited there, allowed his teammates a bit more time, because now Coolio's been able to get out and long. He even drops the smoke. If Kai is going to take the fight, it's going to be very awkward for him. They've been boxed in here in long. Flashes on one side, while Coolio is on the other. Flash, as the smoke starts to dissipate, is going to take his first victim and then smoke up the angle once again. Identifies Car's location, who's actually just trying to get out right now. Maybe chase down Coolio, which he is going to be able to successfully do.
Car's in a pretty tough spot here, and the way that Salamander were actually boxing them off.
Ooh, nice shot.
Good shot though, and that does find him some space. He doesn't know that he's got a short window of time though. And the smoke failed. Oh no.
Yeah.
I'd almost say no chance unless he lands the insta heady here. Both players missing, but
but Mike, that smoke, because it blocks off both players, right, allows them completely free passage onto the site.
I mean, he could have gone onto the bomb side, he could have rotated a B, there was all sorts of options.
Planted for bank, just been a terror. 12-11 in the end in favor of the Hungarian side, and they're really going to be backing themselves to close it out from here, Mike. It's just been too close for them, and they need to take or assert their dominance on the game at this point.
CT Vi's still not the greatest, actually. I mean, if you look at it, Coolio taking the kill on Moy is one of the danger men out of the equation. That's pretty important. We could see a pretty close fight here. Oh,
no.
Flash through the smoke, but the flash goes behind Theo.
Yeah.
Oh, you hate to see
He was a bit
it.
further forward than Salamander had anticipated, and off the back of that Dawn of Stars are going to be put pedal to the metal and start to push on towards the B bomb side. Flash finds the first frag, and that's going to be allowing for his teammates to rotate through. All of the Salamander gaming players now are in the vicinity. I'm not sure if they have shorts on lockdown because one of the Salamander players are there. It's BZT. And he does find a pick. Bomb does go down, however. So the post-bomb situation, bad guy connects on a second shot. Desire jumping through the smoke is going to take down Bodito. And now he's looking for the angle, but that was a quick shot from BZT. Even has time to go and retrieve the AWP. Salamander Gaming stringing two together here, but only keeping one player alive.
Wow, just stringing them together, and that does mean their economy is pretty fragile. Coming into this round, the economy was fragile, but as you say, keeping one player alive. Well, they're not in the greatest spot, and Dawn of Stars' economy isn't that different to their own. I mean, Dawn of Stars, if they want to keep the pressure on, could buy it, and it looks like they're going to do it.
Yeah, that is going to be the case, Mike, but they could be buying themselves out of this one because if Salamander win it, it's 14-11 and they've got no money to stop Salamander getting to map points. So let's see if that's going to play out to be true here or if they can punch back with this decent buy. Got a handful of utility, 4 rifles, so certainly nothing to scoff at. And Salamander Gaming preempting some early B aggression as they stack 4... Oh no, there's actually a man in lows, excuse me. Couldn't see him.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, Desire's dot on the minimap was covering him, and Desire's dot is no longer in existence. That gives a lot of map control to Salamander as well. Theo looking for the timing, and he's going to catch off Bodito. Oh, so well played there by Theo, but the flashbang is perfect, and that makes for an easy second frag for Coolio in the round.
Love to see a team coming in with a swift reply in that manner, and that really mattered there for them.
Yeah, certainly.
Well, now with a 3v4, and not that many nades on either side here, so it's going to be pretty tough for Dawn of Stars to get close to the bomb site. They're using what they got, they're getting up close. BZT taking the first kill, and he takes the second as well. It's all down to the bad guy, and he's on 21 HP, Matt. He's looking for a miracle at this stage.
Yeah, BZT using the smoke to his advantage as well. Bad guy just trying to evade them. He's able to take that first fight without receiving any damage, but traded out. There's just too many players in close proximity there, and this is exactly the situation I was referring to. And look at Theo, he's already made up his mind. They're going for the force-up. They're not playing for the draw. And this is a dangerous buy. I'm assuming it's going to be the B rush here, or potentially a lowers rush, but pretty much have to do something in close quarters here with these Mac 10s and pistol.
Yeah, they absolutely have to. They've got no other option at this point. Looks like that will be what we'll see through the fire. They're going, dropping the smoke. Oh, up close and personal. How's your mother?
Wow. Oh, geez. Sometimes this is just exactly what you need. Just go for the Mac 10s, get the armor. It allows you to change up the pace without being hesitant. And there's going to be a wraparound coming through short here. That's Coolio, and he's going to be the linchpin. BZT in heaven going to get boosted upon. Oh, this is so cheeky from Dawn of Stars. Theo is going to be able to take him down. He gets an AWP. As a result, Flash has been able to come up through short, and he's actually got a couple one-dimensional fights to take here, as all of these T players are towards heaven and towards Graffiti and Flash. Just straight up swings wide and takes down Theo. Salamander Gaming, they get themselves to map point against what I thought would be the case.
That is crazy out of Flash, the veteran player there, showing his smarts, knows the angles perfectly. And, well, he had all the information from his teammates on Theo there in heaven. That was the final player to deal with. He actually pre-fires it, which is ballsy, because, of course, the player could be just standing somewhere else completely. You know, you instantly die, but instead he instantly gets the kill.
Yeah.
That puts them on 15-11 map point.
It does indeed, and also it's such a shoddy buy here for Dawn of Stars to try keep themselves in the game. They've got 2 smokes, a flash, and a molly left to work with. So it's going to be down to the gun battles, and again, it's going to be that long aggression from them. This time, though, there aren't 2 Salamander players to foil their plans in the toilets area, so they'll be able to get a bit further forward, and just because of the sheer pace from this, Salamander might actually be caught off guard. They've committed 2 players to the boost, I think, towards Banana, and actually this timing is perfect for Dawn of Stars. They just keep walking on towards the bomb site. they should catch Salamander completely off guard, and that's going to be the case here. Salamander are just waiting for some sort of presence before they drop back onto the bomb site.
Yeah,
though.
they're rotating.
There we go. Surely this is going to be an easy double kill. Both of their players with the backs to the bomb site. Even though those rotations are coming through, Salamander should just be committing to the savior. They've got no money left in the bank.
That's a strange setup out of Salamander. I mean, especially when... stop breaking your stuff, Matt.
I hit my mug.
As long as your mug's okay.
He's fine. What were you saying though?
That was an interesting setup. The boost that they had towards B site actually gave them a bunch of information, but as soon as they got the information off the flash on their boost there, those two players that were boosted up on A site should immediately drop back to the site, but it just seemed like that information wasn't actually communicated from the B bomb site players to the A guys to fall back, so they're completely exposed. And you have Salamander Gaming, they need to hang on to these guns. I mean, the other two players won't really be able to buy anyway, but 3 guns are certainly helpful in potentially winning a round that they maybe shouldn't in the next one.
Yeah. We know that there is always that chance, especially considering that they don't only have pistols, they actually have some rifles, like you said. So certainly going to be in with the shout. It's just about how much, and it's going to be the tactical timeout, the first we've seen here on Overpass. Let's not forget that Salamander Gaming are currently playing from a boot camp, but this is also the first time that we've seen them play Overpass in the championship, and maybe it's just a case of wanting to give the map a go before they head into the playoffs and just see exactly where they stand. Looking at the veto, I want to just see exactly what they banned. They chose to ban Dust 2 and Vertigo. So not wanting anything to do with those two maps, and I don't blame them. Vertigo's a mess right now with those changes towards the A-bomb sites.
Yep, retakes all day, every day on A-bomb site on Vertigo. Not keen on that one, I gotta say. I actually preferred it before they changed it.
Yeah, I think most people did. Back into the action we go here. Do Dawn of Stars have what it takes to continue to keep themselves in this game on Overpass, or are they going to be wiped to the side here? Salamander Gaming have opted for the full investment to buy around those 3 rifles, which means it's a FAMAS and MP9 to complement the buy. And it's going to be some aggression here. It seems from Dawn of Stars, it doesn't look like they're going to be wasting much time, though Salamander are pretty well poised to deal with this, Mike. They've got still 3 players remaining in this bomb site with the rotation coming through, so they're going to have the numbers, but they aren't able to come out on top of these fights, it seems.
Seem like we're stuck on Desire, but the kills coming in. The 2v2 make that a 2v1, and poor BZT.
But BZT, they haven't figured it out yet, Mike. He's hiding in the corner. He may be the destroyer of dreams. He spots the first, he spots the second. How does he go about this? He waits for the plants, and that's exactly what you want to do. Oh, man. He gets the frag. You always need to take down the other player and then the planter. Guys, that's the first map done and dusted. We're going to have a quick replay of that, but then we're going to be heading to a short break. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have another map after this. It's going to be Inferno. Take a quick break and join us afterwards.
Hi, I'm Pringles. And I'm Chips. Wow, Chips, sick outfit. I didn't know you were a cosplayer.
It's more of a protection thing. Pringles might come in cans. I now come in maximum level armor. Hit me.
Nah, I don't think it's a good idea.
Come on, hit me.
Okay. Come on. Whoa! I guess Chips has left the game then.
You ready? Huh? Hey, easy boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Bring me to bench waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I do what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime, I can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. You got a voice, then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you want it to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody.
Show me an opening in the clouds, and I'll take it. Yeah, reminding myself to just let go. Don't wonder how far I can fall. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out. Oh, 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 shooting through the clouds. I know it's alright. It's alright. Heavens are the limit now. Let's fly just one more night. One more night. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never Sarah, I hurt myself today trying to make the pain go away. Sarah, I want to fade away, be with the stars in outer space. You come and you go, you take me high, you take me low, but I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's my leave for the melancholy. Could he fill a hole inside me? Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I numb my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah, Sarah, why you leaving me? Sarah, I lost myself today trying to find ways to make you stay. Sarah, I want to go away, close my eyes, never wake up again. You come and you go, you take me high, you take me low, but I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's my leave for the melancholy. Could he fill a hole inside me? Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I numb my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah, Sarah, why you leaving me? Put me on my misery. We're so far, but so far from close. It's so hard to find my destiny. Try not to drift apart, 'cause you'll be right back at the start. And I don't wanna keep on falling. I gotta stay recalling memories we've lost and found. Explain to me what it's all about.
Well, it looks like a game of Counter-Strike might have broken out while we were away. Dawn of Stars versus Salamander Gaming, second map of the night, and it is the last group stage evening of ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 10. I'm Extremes, and with me is, as always, Mr. Hayes.
Yeah, you made me sad though, man. Last group stage match or evening. It's been a long run. Of course, this is our my third consecutive season, your fourth season.
Yes.
Of doing ESL Southeast Europe Championship, and what a pleasure it always is. Really massive fan of the region and the players and just everything about it. So it's been a great run. Always appreciate your guys' support. Thanks to the sponsors as well for making it possible. Vodafone and Pringles. Into the game we go. Salamander Gaming's map pick. It is Inferno. They're starting on the T side here. We're going to have a slight delay. Tactical timeout being used by Dawn of Stars.
Well, that's a strange time to call a tactical timeout.
Yeah,
man.
Maybe an emergency. Not exactly sure what the case was. Anyway, so Inferno is a map that Dawn of Stars have actually played quite a lot, and it always seems like they've got some things to work with on this map. Even though they don't win it that much, it's always against really good teams they seem to be playing it, so that's not the end of the world. But I must say that I have been impressed by what they've displayed multiple times on Inferno.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's built off, again, the bad guy's ability to move around with the AWP to make a nuisance of himself, and there's a lot of opportunities for that on CT side. Of course, they're pretty risky opportunities, but you can get away with them if you're quick like he is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've played this map 3 times, and they've lost 16-6, 16-8, 16-8, but those games were against Nexus, Fates, and Blue Jays, respectively, so
Oof.
all 3 of those are tough opposition on a map like Inferno.
3 best teams in the championship, the three best teams on
Exactly.
Inferno, because all 3 of those play Inferno.
Oh man, playoffs look sick when you consider that, right?
Yeah, just a shame we're not going to see Blue Jays again until Bucharest Gaming Week. I'm real bummed about that one, Matt.
Of course, because they topped the group, they make it through all the way to the finals. 117-16, right? We're good? Because we're about to jump into
I'm a
the
little ahead
action.
of you, actually. 13-12.
I'm good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Into Salamander. They go into the bomb sites, and they are not wasting any time here, clearing out the ditch position. Seems like Dawn of Stars may have been caught with their pants down. There is still Moyes rooted on the bomb site, hiding in the corner, and he's going to go unchecked, which means he's able to get a frag that does go traded by Coolio, but he's left in the 1 versus 2 clutch here. Cosmet the kid right in front of him, and wow, Coolio just swings out. He takes down Kai, and now he knows exactly where the bad guy is as well. He's looking to get aggressive. Brought down to 33 health. Coolio switches out to the bomb, and he just wants to take the fight here once again. The next headshot's going to win the clutch, and it's going to be Coolio.
Jeez, that was big balls. Big titanium balls. Because, He's against the bad guy who's so good with the pistol, already had 2 kills there. And he still just keeps taking the fight against him. I don't know how he kept hold of his head there, Matt.
Yeah, no idea either. That was a phenomenal clutch. Unfortunately for Dawn of Stars, I'm not sure who it was. I can't remember who came out of the apartments there, but as soon as he gave his position away and he wasn't able to find the frag, it felt like that was the clutch one for Coolio. Whoa, nice shot there from the bad guy, locking down middle with the scout. This is the force buy from Dawn of Stars, and I've said it multiple times in the past few broadcasts. I think the force buy on CT side of Inferno is incredibly worth it. It's very viable when you consider the choke points in Salamander Gaming. Well, they're just going to try and bully their way into this B bomb site as they push through a smoke. Generally ill-advised against the pistols. They're able to trade their way into the bomb site, losing 1 player in the process, so not the end of the world. 3 versus 3 as the result as they plant the bomb. They should be able to take the round or drive the round home from here. But there is a smoke and an HE grenade on Desire, so they can block off that banana position and then isolate the players on the bomb site.
Indeed, and a couple of these players have got less than 100 HP, 30 HP in fact on Coolio, so...
Oh, Nade's gonna dunk.
Nade!
There we go, just as you call it out, Desire's gonna be smoking off banana now. And that's going to be leaving his teammates BZT in a very difficult clutch, although he's going to be looking for the angle, spots the first, waiting for the defuse to come through. He's going to get the lineup, and now he's just going to be playing the time. Desire immediately realizing that there's no way for him to win the round. BZT should go down here. No, he's going to be able to get on the corner, I think. He'll be okay. Only going to be able to take the Mac 10 into the next round, while Desire's got an AK, so that's a decent result.
Yeah,
the force gets 4 frags.
Yeah, he's going to feel okay about that. Of course, the team would have liked to win, and they were very close to winning it, in fact. You see how BZT, there's definitely a 1.6 player. He jumped and turned around as the bomb went off.
Oh, man. Actually, I did see that, but it didn't dawn on me that was the reasoning. I like that. That's so true, Mike. Maybe he was one of the players who was coaxed into it like I was.
We have told falsely by old 1.6 guys that it still worked that way in CSGO when it doesn't.
Oh, Salamander Gaming turning up the pace here in the anti-eco round. Car dancing through the smoke there, nearly is able to find a multi-kill. He still does get 1. Of course, this was a very light buy for Dawn of Stars. Desire with the AK, the one player who had some heavy weaponry to work with. Going to do some damage through the smoke there.
Done a lot of damage, in fact.
Yeah, although he's taking quite a bit of damage in return, and BZT's going to run into Moise. I think that Desire is going to be looking to save the AK once again. So that's a bit of a theme that Dawn of Stars should be picking up on now, and it's that Salamander Gaming like to be aggressive in their anti-eco / anti-force buy rounds.
Yeah, and it did actually get a couple rounds there for Dawn of Stars overall.
Oh, man.
Ooh, okay.
Corner goes unchecked. This actually could be a multi-kill for Desire, but he's
low HP, so he probably just wants to hang on to what he's got.
You can see he wanted to leave, and he's like, but I kind of want to take the fight. Now he's actually just going to take the AK. Salamander Gaming left scratching their heads.
Oh, I would have been so tempted to go for the knife there, but I think he did the right thing.
Yes, he did.
Better for the CT economy, just stay alive. Will that mean he's dropping it? Oh, he doesn't actually drop an AWP over to the bad guy. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, he could have even dropped an M4 to Theo, who would have then been able to get a kit as well as full util. There's no kit here for the CT side. Big grenade coming through onto Bodito, and it's going to be aggression. He just commits to his death. Julio also taking some util damage, and the bad guy's got middle on lockdown. Completely by himself as well. Salamander Gaming, they commit through the smoke there, Mike. I'm not sure if there was a flash beforehand or what the case was, but that looked completely disjointed, yields them absolutely nothing.
Well, they were doing that against the pistols pretty consistently. Now they try it against the full wire, and it just gets them burnt completely. Yeah,
not too convincing, as the remaining 2 players have worked their way towards the B-bomb side. It's even numbers on that side of the map, and in the perfect world, BZT and Aaron just find a frag each, and both of them stay alive into the post plant, because we know that a 2 versus 3 post plant on the B-bomb side is winnable. But the important part there, and the most difficult part, is that both of them stay alive, and there's no effective trade for Dawn of Stars.
Yeah, it doesn't seem all that likely after all, especially considering they're being held at bay with those smokes. They're still sticking around, yeah, so it does seem like B-bomb side is their ultimate target. Yeah. Still possible, but it's going to rely on both of them staying alive. And that's not going to be the case at all. Carr gets the first kill. Aaron out of the picture. BZT gets the trade. Now he's on 32 HP. And he might get a bomb plant here, but I don't think he's going to get much more, Matt.
Yeah, it depends how long he takes because the backstab's already coming through here from Theo, and it seems like he's trying to find the frag. He is going to be committing to the plant, but yeah, Theo was a bit too far forward there. Dawn of Stars emphatically winning the first gun round here, and that puts him in a good position economically heading into the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, quite right.
Start to build something.
Now that money on Desire looks pretty good. Still got 4-2 after dropping a weapon. Sorry, actually, no, gets the nade. So,
Okay.
but still, I mean, he's able to drop a weapon
Yeah.
and still has more money than his teammates. So his selfishness was not punished there, Matt.
There we go, looking good. Salamander Gaming going for the full investure, 2 MAC-10s and 3 rifles, and again it looks like it's going to be a quick execute as they work their way up middle. Aaron pushing straight through the fire, doesn't take much damage as a result. Bad guy actually off the angle, going to be trying to play on the edge of the smoke there. Doesn't expect the second player to be so close, so he gets traded out, and Salamander Gaming going to continue to work their way onto the safe bomb site. Molly going to force Moise out, great teamwork there. BZT nets the frag, and Aaron, who was the man to kick things off, does find that frag on Desire. Theo been able to get quite far forward here on the retake, but he's not going to have much of an impact.
Yeah, he was getting way too aggressive there. After he missed that kill, he probably just needed to fall off because Carl was too far behind him to potentially trade. So Theo has been showing a lot of aggression tonight, and mostly it's not been working out, unfortunately. So I guess just a little bit of frustration coming through. He's had a pretty frustrating season after being probably the best player for Dawn of Stars in Season 9, where they very narrowly missed out on the playoffs. Here they will be going to the playoffs, but I don't know if that's necessarily down to them. That might be down to the fact that Gamerzone and Skade decided to drop out of the championship.
Yeah, I think those are some influential factors. Really unfortunate as well, of course. Skade citing conflicting, the schedule conflicts and lack of time, while I think Gamerzone are having some internal issues that they're needing to resolve before they can commit to any tournaments or leagues.
Yep, that is true. Well, let's hope they can sort things out. Of course, they got rid of their in-game leader after they took that map off MIBR at V4, and then since then, it's kind of all been downhill.
It has indeed. Bodito starting off things well here, finding that opening frag onto Theo, and that certainly does open things up. Maybe one player towards that B-bomb sites. And you mentioned in the previous map, Mike, and I'd like to go back to it. You said how Theo was probably the best player on the team in Season 9, and now he's probably overcompensating a little bit, trying to look for those frags to get back to his previous form. Nice shot there from Coolio.
Jeez, they're just picking them apart at the moment. Coolio's got the double. In fact, worst smoke in the history of smokes ever, but Moise gets one.
Yeah, but team damage there from Aaron. He made it seem like an accident, but he just wanted the frag to himself. Good patience from Bodito. I mean, it's not an incredibly convincing T-side just yet from Salamander. They've just had to win their gun battles, right? It's not like it's been strategy that's been netting them these rounds. Besides that really aggressive gun round we saw where Aaron pushed through middle and around archers, it's been very fast and fighty here from Salamander.
I think they're just trying to bully them at this stage. Seems to be quite effective at this point. I mean, Dawn of Star's not really punishing them very much.
Yeah.
Also good to see Aaron actually on the scoreboard with some kills. He was struggling in the previous one. Here we've actually got flashes yet to frag.
Of course, we have another match later on between Fate, that's a big nade, Fate and Nexus. So that is going to be an absolute cracker. And that's to round out the season, and it's a big match in the context of the table as well, considering who will play second, third, and fourth. So certainly make sure you stay tuned with us for the rest of the evening, because this is just the interlude. This is the starter.
Jeez, Fate versus Nexus is going to be absolutely insane. Can't wait for that. Of course, we've got to get through this one, but you know, I mean, it's not no bad thing. It's some good CS we're likely to see. Dawn of Star's still in it, but Salamander at the moment looking pretty aggressive. Oh, the bump against Flash. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, and it's actually not going to be affecting them too much, considering there's nobody underneath quad there. Good patience from Coolio to continue to consider the angle. 45 seconds left, just Salamander pushing them around a bit later than they have in the past few, and it's going to be a B split as they've been able to get 2 players through CT. There are 3 CTs on this bomb site, and they're rooted in, hiding in the corners, meaning that Salamander are going to have to be looking to take these fights. They're going to be in some awkward positions. The pistols may prevail here, although I don't expect it to be the case. There is a glimmer of hope for Dawn of Stars, although that glimmer is being dashed as Aaron and Flash find the entries. Flash gets himself on the board as well. Salamander Gaming secure the round.
Yeah, nice and clean out of Salamander, and it was all down to the timing of that push. Very well worked. I mean, that flash even that went over towards Banana, landing exactly behind the two players who were pushing there at exactly the right timing. So it just shows you the communication for Salamander really good at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly are looking good. Coolio making sure that he does continue to cover the bomb there. There shall be no ninja shenanigans. And the AWP as well.
I think we've got a pause at the moment. Bad guy, top of the scoreboard, no surprise there, 115 ADR. Coolio and Badito both over 100 as well. Having a pretty good time of it. Have you
and then
managed
two
to...
players in 90 too. What's
yeah,
that?
That's true, that's true. Well, yeah, those kills are actually really even except for poor old Flash at the bottom.
Yeah.
Have you managed to catch much of Star Series? Were you watching any of it earlier?
Yeah, I was jumping in and out and watching some of the matches. I can't believe that North was able to upset Mouse Sports. I really am willing that roster on, but it's yeah, they haven't looked good over the past few months. Maybe with the addition of Cajun B, things will start to turn around. There was an interview with him earlier where he was saying that he's never felt, or it's been a while since he's felt this synergy, so maybe that's a sign that they really are, or they really do have that potential. MIBR dropping the game to Renegades was unfortunate. There was a crazy comeback on Mirage that they made, but unfortunately they weren't able to close it out.
Yeah, I enjoyed that Mirage. That was actually pretty good. But then overtime, the Aussies just kept it going. Oh, the fire! Oh, and the nade!
What? Oh, yeah. I thought it did no damage for a second because he just got obliterated. Coolio obliterates the bad guy. It's just the timing, Mike. You just sometimes it works in your favor, but you don't win the lotto if you don't buy a ticket, or you can't win the lotto. Coolio now on the angle, looking to trade out
Jeez,
once
he's on
again.
fire.
Yeah, he absolutely is on fire. Pinpoint accuracy from him, perfect crosshair placement, and good spatial awareness as well. Means he's walked away with a triple kill and 67 health. Dawn of Stars now split with one player on the A bomb side, one player on the B bomb side. Neither of them has util, and neither of them has a kit. They had money for a kit at the start of the round. That's just something to pay attention to. May come back to haunt them. Salamander Gaming putting all their eggs in one basket as they push towards this B bomb site. Yes, I just called them eggs, Mike.
Well, he's a good egg, that one, Aaron. So is Coolio, in fact. I mean,
destroys Car's egg.
He has. I mean, Coolio has been the Reaper eggs in this round. I think all three of his kills were headshots. So
yep.
His headshot ratio is pretty high, and that just leaves Desire, unfortunately, kind of looking to save, just hang on to his gun. Salamander are destroying them so far on this T side, and it's nothing too tactical. I mean, they're running through smokes, they're doing some things that you probably shouldn't do, but they're feeling confident.
You can start playing that way, right? And you can sort of feel the water, and you can test your opposition. Do they have what it takes to shut that down? No, they don't. Okay, let's just continue to play that in that style. Yes, they do have what it takes to shut it down. Cool, let's revert back to the more textbook type Counter-Strike where we rely more on teamwork and play more by the book. So I think that Salamander Gaming are still just in that phase one saying, Dawn of Stars, we're just going to keep running at you. That's no secret. Do you have what it takes to stop us?
Yeah, I think always when you feel that you're in the ascendancy as a team, if you start to do those sorts of things and you get away with it, then, you know, from there, there's literally no reason to stop. Just keep doing it until it stops working.
Yeah, exactly. And why not, right? Why not? Salamander again, it's going to be Flash this time, getting aggressive, but he needs to be careful walking into the crosshair of death. Easy frag there for Moyes. It is just an eco there for Dawn of Stars. Desire's been able to salvage that M4, so that's at least something. Oh no, he actually had the M4 from the previous round, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Caught me in mid-yawn there, man.
I'm sorry, Mike. You should have delayed your response. That's what I do. Leave me hanging.
It's been a really hot day here in South Africa.
It has.
35 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, and it's not even really proper summer yet either, by the way.
Doesn't usually get that hot here, which is kind of crazy.
Missing the rain as well, right?
Yep.
Anyway.
Missing the rains in Africa, I guess. I mean, there's a song in that. So.
God bless something.
Whew.
God bless that
Headshots.
shot from Moyes. Fantastic shot. He's the Reaper right now. He's collected 2. And that's going to be making things awkward for Salamander as they tentatively make their way forward. Moyes actually gets dealt with emphatically there by BZT. Coolio going to be looking to add to his tally as well, which he does with another headshot. And that does bring some calm to the situation. However, 2 of these 3 players are very low for Salamander, and Desire's been able to get quite far forward undetected, means he gets BZT for free. His teammate's going to be coming from that position as well. Big great grenade here from Bodita. Should take no car, no. Does a surmountable damage though. And that molly is going to be forcing Desire down or out, as it does segment the 2 remaining players. Car left with no choice but to save the AWP. Salamander Gaming go up 8-1 and at the bare minimum secure the half.
Car gets in his bike and rides out of there. You thought I was going to go the other way, didn't you, Matt?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
There's bicycles on this map, so, you know. Is what it is, and what is going on right now is Salamander Gaming are absolutely destroying Dawn of Stars. And, well, the dawn is seemingly dark at the moment.
Yeah. Stars are not providing much light, it would appear.
No, it's a cloudy night. Well, Dawn of Stars are pretty much, well, if they get a second round, shall I say, are guaranteed of being in the playoffs. I hear that they need 2 rounds.
I wonder if that's weighing on their minds at all, Mike.
Oh, I wonder as well. I don't know if they're aware of that, but I guess we shall see.
Oh, Car. Fire hurts, buddy. Eventually, he's able to get out of there, but Theo does do some damage as he departs with the grenade. Salamander Gaming, I've got 3 players there towards the top of Banana, but Dawn of Stars are going to continue to hold, Mike. They want to be fighting for the map control here, and I think that this might be a stretch too far, though, actually. Car somehow been able to get 2 kills. Eventually, the trade will be there. Desire has rotated accordingly, though, so Dawn of Stars keep control of the B bomb site, and they have a 1-man advantage.
Well, that went way better than I expected. I thought Car was going to instantly die, but instead lives through all of that. Bad guy, of course, typically aggressive. So he needs to get into the game a little bit more. He's been, I wouldn't say quiet, but he starts pretty much what we'd expect, with the team overall has not been doing too well. 8-1. Dawn of Stars look to be on the dawn of another round, but Coolio has been reaping souls at the moment. Drops Moise to 16.
Yeah, fire coming through here. 37 seconds left. Salamander have to commit. Moise is going to use his smoke to extinguish the fire, and it's going to be the double back here from Salamander Gaming. Flash leading the charge as he's just completely running towards that B bomb site. Desire has rotated across, so he's on the angle, though. Flash has a smoke, so he's going to be able to block the cross. Second player in the way of bad guys also come through, and I think we may see the push through the smoke here potentially for Desire. Maybe look to try and deny the plant, or is he going to go for the conservative approach? It's going to be the latter here. Dawn of Stars set themselves up to make the retake happen. Flash gets brought down to 48 as a bad guy connects on his shot through the glass. And it's going to be heavy presence towards back of Coffins here as they push their way into Church. Nice shot there from Coolio. Once again, 13-5. This guy's on an absolute tear right now. Desire left in the clutch. His teammates have fallen, and he's got it all to do right now with no utility. Just a kit. He's going to tap the bomb. Flash coming around the corner, going to realize that it is just a fake, but it doesn't make a difference as he gets the frag.
Wow, how did Salamander win that? Or shall I say, how did Dawn of Stars lose that? I mean,
yeah,
considering the situation, considering the position they were in, they almost threw that one away, and I don't want to take anything away there from the Salamander players. I mean, Coolio and Flash both did exactly what they needed to do, but Dawn of Stars, they just seem to be allergic to winning rounds at this point. Now we see a double AWP. Will this make a difference for them? It has to at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only thing that they have left to try that they haven't so far in this half. Bodito above the smoke. I thought he might actually have the spray transfer. Okay, oh my word, the bad guy. Pretty much couldn't miss that no-scope considering how close Aaron was. And again, Dawn of Stars have a 1-man advantage. Surely they're not going to be spilling this opportunity as well, though. Salamander aren't in the worst of positions considering they've got 2 players up towards quad here. Very far forward in the early stages of the round. Moise is going to get smoked off. And there's nobody towards ditch or apartments here for Dawn of Stars, which means that it's going to be quite a one-dimensional defense from them. Of course, Salamander Gaming not at all aware of what's going on that A-bomb site. Still so much time left on the clock for them to work with, and they have started to play a little bit more slowly here, though. Carr, using the statue to his advantage, is going to be able to find 2 frags. He's been impressive tonight, Mike.
Yeah, definitely better than what we've seen out of him at points in the past. Landing some nice deagle shots in the previous one. Of course, they didn't win, but making a difference. Flash not going to check the corner there. Of course, it's a very common corner for somebody to be, but if you peek that corner, you're open to the rest of the site. So you just kind of got to chance your luck when you're one man in that scenario, and unfortunately, his luck runs out.
Yeah, that did seem to be the case. Gonna be another full buy here. Of course, Salamander Gaming won so many consecutive rounds there, 6 to be precise. So they have a wealth of economy to work with. Still going to be able to buy up in next round if they lose this one as well. Same can't be said for Dawn of Stars. Even though they've won that round, they still are in a precarious position economically speaking. And it seems like Salamander are going to be turning up the pace here, reverting back to their early playstyle of the map. Pushing through the smoke set, through middle, it's going to be 3 players just bursting out of the apartments. The sheer pace might catch Dawn of Stars off guard though. Moise finds the first he gets 2, but the trades are there. And that certainly does favor the T side, especially considering the players who went down for Salamander were the players who were very low. So they've got healthy players left in this post-plant situation.
Indeed they do. Post-plant, as we were saying. 2 players actually in pit there. A little bit of a traffic jam actually, but maybe they're going to go for a boost or something like that. Let's see what happens. Car there.
Oh, wow. Great patience from Car. Though still, I'm not sure how much of a chance Dawn of Stars stand. Just like you said, 2 players in pit, surely there's no ways that they expect this. Bodito, he's taking the bait, he's taking the fight, and that's just going to allow Flash to clutch it out if he does eventually go down. That's not even going to be the case, so bait and switch does succeed 10 to 2 here. Salamander Gaming gets straight back to winning ways and continue to pile the misery on Dawn of Stars.
Yeah, it is abject misery at this point, so I don't even know what they got to do. They're going to go to the playoffs, the Dawn of Stars, but they're not going to go with a lot of confidence if they're getting slammed in this way, and that is not good news for them. They would have wanted to take something out of this, especially considering some of the opponents they're likely to face are objectively better than Salamander, Matt. So
yeah,
oof, this is not a good feeling for Dawn of Stars. Meanwhile, Salamander, I think, will be taking a lot out of this because
completely agreed.
For them, they've been competitive with some of the bigger sides. They've just struggled to get it across the line. So,
I mean, heck, they beat Nexus 16-14, 16-14 early on in the season.
Exactly. They've definitely got the ability. So they're going to go into the playoffs with plenty of wind in their sails, shall we say. 4v3 now. There's a kill from the bad guy. Impressive as always is he, but don't think they're going to be winning the round.
Yeah, this is outright domination right now from the Hungarian team as they march on in this half. It's going to be 11-2, so they've at least secured an 11-4 halftime scoreline heading into the CT side. That's a crazy advantage to have. They're going to want more though. They won't be content with anything less than the 13-2.
Quite right. Always just going to be trying to hang on to the gun, but it shall all be in vain. 11-2 here, so 13-2 very much on the cards. There will be a buy for Dawn of Stars. I expect to see probably a double AWP again, but I don't know what they can do, Matt. I mean, it's almost like a rhetorical question for me to ask my co-caster, what can they do to win around here? And I think the answer is not much.
Yeah, they haven't really been able to take much deep in honor control, so I think maybe they should be looking to do that a bit more. But Salamander Gaming have been so good at just keeping that presence and not allowing just that midway smoke right there just limits Dawn of Stars so much. And again, it's going to be aggression towards the A-bomb side, which the side from Greece have just so consistently struggled to deal with. This time they've got 2 players towards the Archers side. I'm not sure about this, Mike, because Salamander just literally smoke it off and charge on through quad. That is literally the one player which would lead to the undoing of Dawn of Stars. And because they went for the 3 players stacking up at Banana, they were left very vulnerable over at A. Nice shot through the smoke, but I'm not sure if it's going to be changing the course of this round. I think Dawn of Stars should just be looking to save at this point. I don't know if they can find the frags. Maybe there is a reason to go for this, but this is going to be such a tough retake. The bomb's been ticking. Salamander Gaming are in fantastic close-plant situations. The bait's been taken by BZT. That's allowed for Flash to take a frag for free, and BZT just continues to play with his food here. Then he lands the no-scope as well. Fancy footwork, yields the frag. 2 versus 3. Dawn of Stars down and out.
Absolutely down and out. They're being blown off the server at the moment. It's kind of a shame. I mean, I just wanted to see Dawn of Stars be a bit more competitive, yeah, but I'm sure their fans did too. But Salamander are in a fighting mood. They're not playing around, Matt. They're serious.
Yeah, they certainly are in the mood to get this overdone as soon as possible and get back to practice. Like I said, they are currently at a boot camp, so they're going to be working hard heading into these playoffs and any other competitions that they've got coming up or may currently be a part of. ESL, for example.
So just to answer the question from chat, how many teams go to playoffs? Blue Jays, because of coming first, have already qualified for Bucharest Games Week, the LAN. And then there'll be 4 teams fighting it out.
Oh wow,
Moyes,
Moyes.
fully
That
flashed,
was
gets the kill.
Fortunate. Yeah, Flash is going to be frustrated. Anyway, continue.
4 teams from second to fifth place will be going into the playoffs on Thursday and on Monday, where they'll be fighting it out for that additional place. So 2 teams go to LAN. So it's between Salamander, Fate, Nexus, and Dawn of Stars for who's that team that actually goes on to LAN. And of course, Fate are the defending champions, so they'll be the ones who are wanting to go there. But Nexus have certainly been looking impressive, so we'll actually see that Nexus versus Fate game next up after this one, guys. Stick around for that. Coolio, though, he ain't sticking around. He's just getting all the kills, Matt.
Yeah, he's cooled down somewhat after that crazy start that he had to the map, but his teammates have also picked up their workload, so it's just been easy sailing for Salamander. This is the final round of the half, so of course Dawn of Stars will go for this, but they're so far away, it's taking so long for them to get across. They have got flashes and smokes to work with, or a smoke, but they're just so far away. Coming up Banana, it's pretty much already half of the bomb that's ticked away here, and Salamander, they're rooted deep in the bomb sites, deep in the church. It's so tough to try and force these players out, and the bad guy he has to push forward with a pistol out. So awkward considering he has the AWP, but the diffuser's being stuck here. Actually a frag coming through for Desire, but Bodito will take down the diffuser. That secures the 13-2 scoreline.
And that is Dunzo, 13-2.
Yeah.
Brutal, Matt. Absolutely brutal.
I just want to mention something before we do continue here, going back to the point you were making about that Fate versus Nexus game we're about to see next. That is the group stage match, of course, but it's going to give us a really good idea of what to expect heading into the playoffs between those 2 teams as well, and who's ahead of the other right now, because we haven't seen them obviously play each other yet in the season.
And Nexus did have that shock loss to Salamander, as you mentioned earlier, so they're actually 6 points behind Fate, but they have the possibility of potentially equaling Fate and maybe moving into second, which seeding at this point actually really does matter. You if you come second, you're probably going to play Dawn of Stars, which
you want to play Dawn of Stars for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that kind of playing. I mean, say you're Fate, you'd rather play Dawn of Stars than play Salamander, for instance. So yeah, there's all sorts of permutations, of course, but we're going to figure that one out when we go over to the next matchup coming up in just a bit.
Yeah.
Don't know if this one's going to last long unless Dawn of Stars have got some fight left in them on the T side, Matt.
Yeah. We're going to have to wait and see as we're about to jump into the second half. Of course, they lost that first map 16-12. Was so close at times, but unfortunately, when it reached those end stages, Salamander Gaming just had what it took to get across the line. Into the pistol round we go. Salamander Gaming looking to get some presence there with one player spotting down middle, and it's actually Coolio who pushes straight into the apartments. Apologies, guys, as we are currently stuck on the scoreboard. We will resolve that as soon as we can.
Yeah, sorry, unfortunately we do take the feed from a producer, and I think the producer's computer has exploded or something. Sorry, guys. Do apologize. We do get to see some of it, though. They're actually going up in the right spot where the scoreboard was. Aaron on the right spot here for a kill, but he should get traded off.
Oh, no, the team kill. That is huge, Mike. Already they were a man down. Team kill comes through, makes it 2. Bodito with the headshot makes it 3. Now it's Moyes left in the clutch. Dawn of Stars absolutely needed this round. I can't stress that enough. And Moyes now has it all to do. He has a molly. He's collected the bomb. And he's been able to look for some isolated fights here, but his lifespan is limited as he does go down 14-2, and Salamander Gaming looking to close this one out as quickly as they can.
Yep, it does not look like Dawn of Stars are long for this world. Salamander Gaming looking to put them into the afterlife and make them stay there, because of course they keep respawning at this point, but if Salamander hits 16, then it'll be the long good night.
Yeah. At least Dawn of Stars have got their 2 rounds, right? Oh, jeez, Theo.
Needed a bit more of that in regular time in the previous half.
Yeah. Aaron making sure that there's no chance for that weapon to be saved. Still, they're going to be persisting with 1 player towards Banana here, Will Salamander Gaming, which has allowed them to keep 3 players at A, but that means Aaron has got a big job to do on this side of the map. He's got a smoke and a flash to work with, so he will be able to keep them at bay as they start to show some presence, but you can see as time goes on, VZT feels the need to gravitate across towards that B bomb site. Still a lot of time left here for the T side to work with, and that's why they're not making any commitments, just sort of feeling it out at the moment. 2 players making their way up second middle. They've got some banana control as well, leaving their options available. And actually, just because they've taken so long, it's forced Salamander to rotate that player out. They've got 2 players in the apartments. Going to be spotting at least 1 crossing, but this is still awkward for the CT side.
Well, Coolio is now woefully out of position, but he could actually end up stabbing them in the back in a big way.
Could profit largely from this. It depends how long Dawn of Stars take, and he's going to be calling for those rotations to come through, which are thick and fast at the moment. BZT on the edge of the smoke is going to be playing off his teammate Coolio, who takes the attention. Bam, bam, thank you, man. Bait and switch. Job done.
Jeez, this is a decimation at the moment, 15-2. And the decimation will continue. We'll see the final roll of the dice here from Dawn of Stars. Can they stay alive in this game? They only needed 2 rounds to make the playoffs. They got their 2 rounds, but I think they would have wanted more because this is not a good look.
Yeah. Unfortunately for them, it's not a good look at all. It's not going to be giving them bounds of confidence heading into the playoffs, is it?
Certainly not. Moy's getting a kill there, and there's some trades happening over towards the banana side. We seem to be stuck on Kara at the moment. 3v3 is where it is at, and there's going to be a rotation towards that B side.
Yeah, Dawn of Stars are committing right now, but those players are being taken down one by one. Carr looking to try and get something done on the opposite side of the map, but he falls as a victim as well. And Desire left in the clutch, not going to be able to get much done. 16-2 Salamander Gaming secured the 2-0. They keep themselves in the hope of securing that 3rd seed. We are going to be taking a short break, and then we will be jumping back with a fantastic match, guys. It's going to be Fate versus Nexus, an absolute cracker. Be sure to join us. We will take a short break, like I said, and then we'll be back with that match. Join us.
Hi, I'm Pringles. And I'm Chips. Wow, Chips. Sick outfit. I didn't know you were a cosplayer.
It's more of a protection thing. Pringles might come in cans. I now come in maximum leveled armor. Hit me.
Nah, I don't think it's a good idea.
Come on, hit me.
Okay. Come on. Whoa! I guess Chips has left the game then.
You ready? Huh? Hey, easy boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Watching from Paris to Poppy, yeah. With this I'm attacking, not with the chatting. I just step up and make it happen. It's a lifestyle. Living young and restless, yeah, we quite wild. If I want it, I'ma get it talking right now. And I ain't got no regrets, it's my time now. Lights out when you see us talking moves. You don't know that's the topic. And if you talking juice, well then you know I got it. Then you know I got it. Nobody got it like me.
You know.
They can try, but can do it like Vinny. Yeah, no permission. I got it.
Never let you double cross them. Moving through the city like it's Gotham. They told me get one, so I got one. Stop saying you're a boss when you not one. You ain't sacrificed, nah, you ain't lost none. All over the gram like you got a bag. You ain't big dog, we ain't hear none of that. I'm in the gym looking like a running back. And you know the flow, got him coming back. Who I was in the past, I'm unattached. Only focus in this moment is bringing the summer back. Oh, respect my grind, elevate souls and I spread good vibes. Young divine, you know I gotta shine. Raise your hands for a good time. Aye.
Vibe until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you wanted, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move, bringing summer to you.
Oh, ready, let's go. 'Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it round the world and back again. Ready, let's go. 'Cause you know like I know, we'll take it round and round. Yo, hold up, let me switch my flow up. Back in high school, they were telling me I'll blow up. Doing talent shows and man, everyone will show up. Got in an accident and still made it for them to go nuts. You know what? I'm so what? I'm so That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide. And with the rhymes that make the dimes, I'll close their eyes and fantasize. Young divine calling their phone number. No, you know I love it. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing beats. On stages for their ones gracefully. And I got a smile that they hate to see. Young black successful, though life gets stressful. Though life gets stressful, go and vibe out with whoever you next to.
Vibe until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you wanted, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move, bringing summer to you.
Oh, ready, let's go. 'Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it round the world and back again. Ready,
heart into something gold. Knew I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I wrote it all along on your way right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I let you go. What I do right now. What I do right now for you. dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side. I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something like only in your eyes. I always feel different. Tell me everything's alright.
Well, hello and welcome to you all. It's Fate versus Nexus ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 10, and this is the very last match of the group stages. I'm Extremes, and as always, the inimitable Hayes.
Yeah, that's a nice introduction. I appreciate it, Mike. Into this game we go. And what a match this is going to be. I'm really excited that the first map is Inferno because both of these teams love to play this map. The second map is going to be Dust 2, and Fate had the luxury of picking the second map here, Mike, just because Nexus just straight up went with the Inferno pick. So that really does play into the Bulgarians' hands because we know how much they love playing Inferno.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good for them. Nexus are, I think, actually going to be up against it in the series. They've looked much improved this season. I've been impressed with this new version of Nexus. Definitely playing a better brand of Counter-Strike, less aggressive, less crazy aggression anyway. It seems to be better measured. And overall, I'd say they're a better side than what we saw in Season 9. But along with that, Blue Jays have looked even better than last season. Faith have looked similarly good to last season. Salamander have been a factor. They even beat Nexus. So
yeah,
I think it's been pretty even. And if Skate had stuck around, I think we would have had quite a banger. We still have a banger even without it.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. I think just touching on Fate a bit more, I think they're on an upward trajectory at the moment because at the start of the season they were actually playing with quite a few different substitutes and it was looking really messy. I was slightly concerned, to be frank with you, Mike. But since they've had Caliber and Nikki back in the roster, things have certainly settled and they have looked far more convincing for it. So let's see how this game is going to be going. It's going to be Fate on the CT side, Nexus on the T side. Mike is dying, but I think he might be okay.
Yeah, thankfully I muted my mic for the stream viewers.
So
They didn't get wrecked, thankfully.
Okay, well, so I just completely threw you under the bus, in other words.
Well, you could reverse it over me. I don't mind.
Jeez, I think I'll stop short of that, Mike. Fate aren't going to be stopping short of any aggression here with 4 players towards Banana, and they're just going to be straight up taking fights with Nikki as the contingency plan. But that was such a nice strat there from Fate, just pushing 3 players straight towards the top of Banana and actually looking for fights and not being afraid, and that was the goal. And just leave Nikki on the bomb site, so if those players do go down by chance, they've still got a player hiding in the bomb site. Yeah. Certainly not going to be surprising Nexus if they've done their homework. It is just the save here from Nexus. Seems like they're going to be looking to go for the buy in the next round. No bomb plants in either of these rounds. I'm assuming they're not going to be getting one in this round either. Nexus are also at a boot camp, by the way.
Really?
So that's also some important information to consider. Yes, they are.
Phew, this is going to be hard to talk. I managed to swallow some coffee down the wrong hole, so that's why I was
Jeez.
coughing and spluttering, and I got the hiccups.
Oh no, Mike. I'd give you a fright, but I'm not sure how successful that would be over Discord. Duplicate takes down Zello. Nicky gonna look to try and give IM a fright, and he does exactly that. Not afraid to take the fight. So Nexus had a boot camp. Of course, Bucharest Gaming Week is in their home country, and at the moment, Blue Jays are the only team that's qualified. So it would be great to actually have a Romanian team at the event, I suppose.
For the home crowd, yeah.
Exactly. So they're gonna have a lot of fans behind them right now, willing them on to make it all the way to that live event.
Yeah, champions of season 7. They're a team that's been in ESL SEC for a long time.
Oh, shot Zello.
Whew, of course Zello's going to do that. Best player for Nexus, the star player. Switched away from the AWP recently, gets caught off there by Ma.
Yeah, I think after he got that first frag, he should have immediately detached himself from the situation and just played the numbers game.
But ain't the Zello way. He goes for the fights, but it's not going to matter. I am probably the second best player on this Nexus team. He did some great work. He was out the team for a while, but since he's come back, he's been looking imperious.
Yeah, I'm glad they were able to put their differences aside, and for whatever reason he was originally cut has been now overlooked, or he left, or whatever the case was. Seems like Fate are going to be having a crack at this one. Duplicate's going to get caught off guard just surely by BTN, and he does, and I think that might be enough for Caliber to commit to saving. They're going to be able to probably buy in the next round. Nicky doesn't have that much money, though. So Nicky's quietly hoping that Caliber's going to save.
It's just praying, Caliber, please save, please save.
Maybe
Doesn't
like,
want to say anything,
I think you should save, man. And save he will. Nexus get themselves on the board in the first gun round, and it's just through sheer aggression and speed.
Yep, and that was overwhelming speed that came out there. Zello got the first kill on the trades coming from IM. He's so reliable, is IM. Raga, of course, taking over the AWPing duties this season from Zello. And I think after a little bit of shakiness in the first few matches, including that one that they lost against Salamander, it's actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. They have looked incredibly consistent and sturdy, which are words we wouldn't have used to describe them through Season 8 and 9.
Certainly BTN. Oh, jeez.
Wow. 3 nades from the T side, which don't do any damage, though. Zello and BTN have been brought down very low. BTN continued to commit to the cause, but that Molly had segmented him from his teammates. Surely Caliber goes down here. Oh no.
What?
Raga opts to throw the fire instead of just spraying through the wood for some reason, because that would have been an instant kill.
Yeah, Caliber is not healthy. 2 HP, not nearly enough. Seems to be juggling weapons for some reason.
Yeah, double magic, because he's got a scout.
Probably
Now
wants
they're all
Caliber
gonna
to
have
pick it up, yeah.
rifles. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, double magic. He got the AK, so he walks away the best. But right now, Fatal in a very awkward position with 3 players at the B bomb side. I think it's Ma over at A. It is indeed. He's going to get mollied out here as well. Dropped to smoke to extend his lifespan, but they know exactly where he is now. Zoots tries to force the issue. He actually comes out on top of that fight, which means he's got a lot more space to work with now. Doesn't actually need to be taking these fights, just needs to stay alive for as long as possible, which just delays Nexus planting that bomb. Raga going to be looking to get the frag, but the rotations have come through. Finally, Ma's going to go down, but Nicky's there as well, and so is Caliber on the edge of the smoke. That was so perfectly played by Ma.
He just wasted so much time there for Nexus, and they were devoting so many resources to try to smoke him out there. Well, figuratively, not literally, because of course the smoke was actually helping him. He dropped it himself. They just couldn't force him off the angle. They couldn't force him into an actual fight. He was just dancing around. That gave so much time for his teammates in Fate to come in there and push through the smoke and get those kills. So
yeah,
fantastic work out of them. Nexus looked like they would take the round,
Ooh.
but now forced into a save.
Yeah, sometimes the game can be cruel, Mike.
That it can. Counter-Strike is a cruel mistress, but
we
she's
love
got
her
some
nonetheless.
curves, and we love her.
Nice shot there from IM, who's going to be finding an opening frag for Nexus.
Hopefully
Off
we're
the
not
back of that.
stuck.
Yeah, they're going to start to push towards Archers, where Caliber has actually rotated through. So even if we are stuck, we'll be witnessing the action. Double Magic actually picks up 2 of those kills, which is great considering he's the man with the UMP and he's the AWPer for the team. So that's a quick $1,200 in the bank. That's good money, Mike.
Yeah, it is good money,
I
especially
could
with
do
the
it for
exchange rate.
1,000. Yeah, I could do it with $1,200 in my bank, but I suppose if it required killing 2 people, it's probably not worth it.
No, I think human life is worth more than that, Matt.
BTN doesn't have much life remaining. It is just the eco, of course, from Nexus, but I haven't been able to achieve all that much. This is Nexus's map pick. Let's keep in mind. So tell me, how do you feel about that? Do you think Nexus just got the short end of the straw because they had to pick first, or could they have actually gambled Fate picking this map and them going for their second best map, perhaps, like a Mirage, maybe? Unless it was planned, I don't know.
I think maybe a Mirage or a Train would have been better here for Nexus in the series. So
yeah, neither were an option because Fate banned both of those maps, by the way. Nexus banned Overpass and Vertigo, so their options were literally Inferno, Dust, and Nuke.
That is a tough one. That is
so
a really
I guess then
tough
that
one.
makes more sense as to why they went for that, right?
I guess so. I mean, the style of pick ban here does kind of diminish your options. A lot of other tournaments styles will do the picks in the second rotation. But of course, this isn't a best of 3; it's a best of 2. So
yeah,
it has to. Yeah, it kind of has to necessarily work differently. So
it does improve the quality of Counter-Strike you see as well, because you end up on maps that teams are comfortable on more often than not.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Probably cuts down the variety a little bit, but I think I'm okay with that.
That's also true. That's also true. Seen a ton of Inferno this season, that's for sure. In fact, both Fate and Nexus have practically played this map in every single one of their series so far. Big grenade there does a chunk of damage to Zoots, and the flashbang to follow is going to make for an easy frag as Mar takes him down. Again, the opening frag going the way of Fate. Nexus don't have much to show for it.
I am.
Yeah, but overzealous from Mar there. I think that was an unnecessary repeat.
I cast this cursed him in my head. I was going to say what a great player Mar is, and he got killed. I only thought it and it happened, Matt.
Wow, you possess some incredible, immense power. Caliber, he has a big job to do right now. Rotation has come through from Double Magic, playing on the edge of the smoke there. He does spot Zello going back. Nexus haven't committed to anything just yet. With 30 seconds left on the clock, they're going to have to make a decision, and it looks like it is going to be the B-bomb side. With a bit of a fake from IM over at A. Fate are split with 2 players on each bomb site right now. They've got no util to aid their cause, so it's just going to be the gunfights and duplicate. I'm not sure about that one, mate. Taking a bit of an unnecessary fight leaves Caliber in a tough position now. On the bomb site, no support at all. Although somehow he's not being considered, and he's able to find 2. He just swings out, looks to take on BTN. He may have actually just been able to sit and try and stay alive there. Wanted the glory.
He's seen him, surely.
Oh man! Oh, but still BTN finds the frag. 12 HP for BTN, 7 HP for Double Magic. How didn't he hear him? Double Magic was making so much noise, charging up Banana. He was not being subtle about his approach.
There was a herd of stampeding elephants all on his own.
Literally.
How did he not hear him? Double Magic wins, probably against the grain. And, I mean, he turned around there and then sort of faced back again. That was a little bizarre. But hey, bizarre round and all. Nexus managed to lose it somehow, and Fate, well, they are just extending their lead at this stage, Matt.
Piling on the pressure for sure. Nexus are going to be starting to feel it, Mike. They're going to have another buy to work with. They're not the most useful. Double Magic getting aggressive through the fire, and he's going to be able to get out alive as well. Great stuff there from Double Magic. Just so much confidence behind him right now to make those sorts of play, and that's exactly where you want to see him. That means he's in his comfort zone.
Also great work from Caliber there to actually extinguish the molly, because the tagging that was coming in on Double Magic, he took a few bullets, and of course as you take damage you slow down, so he needed a little bit of help to get out of there, okay? And his teammate is on hand. A double kill for Double Magic, the whole through and through. One shot, 2 kills.
Yeah. He's found all 3 frags in the round now. Ragger's been able to get quite far forward up Archers, and he does catch Nikki completely off guard, and off the back of that, they're going to try and push their way towards the B-bomb site. But Duplicate's ready for this. Doesn't make a difference, though, as Ragger racks up his second in the round, and now it's on Caliber's shoulders. Becomes a bit awkward for him as well. He's going to be getting all the information with those audio cues. Refocuses his attention towards the back of church, so Ragger will be his first victim. Continues to commit to the spray, realizing he doesn't actually have to take this fight. Double Magic is coming through for the support, and he's going to close out the round. Good patience from him as well there, just to make sure he was able to land the shot.
Yeah, I mean, Zello, the kind of player that can win that sort of 1v3.
Yeah.
So really good from them from Double Magic to actually make sure of it, rather than just rushing around the corner, potentially catching an AK shot to the head. So
exactly.
Fate again, a team that's all about their teamwork, all about their communication, and making sure that they play the fundamentals correctly. Nexus maybe a little less so, a little bit more of an aggressive side, but we've seen a better side of them so far this
Oh my
season. What a
God.
massive nade! That is huge.
No.
It's like 150 damage, nearly 200 between all of that, Matt.
Yeah, I think that's reaching 200, 60, 60, 80, and 40. You do the maths, I think that comes to like 230 or something insane
Jeez.
like that. Another one? No!
Dead.
No!
Come on.
Oh
What?
my word. That was so anticlimatical.
I was expecting
Oh,
3
well.
of them to die
There's
instantly.
no way up for Nexus. They're just lambs to the slaughter right now. Duplicate, he's picked up 3. Make that 4.
Wow.
That was a money grenade, Michael.
Huge. Massive grenade. 7-1. Nexus now really chasing the game at this stage. It's not going the way they would have expected, but again, within the map veto, they didn't really manage to go anywhere that would potentially give them an advantage. Fate very much with the advantage in the series in terms of the map picks here. Nexus, they've got the fragging power, but I don't know if they've got the necessary level of strategy and team play to take on a team like Fate, the champions of Season 9, of course.
Yeah, champions indeed, and they came from behind to win that match against Blue Jays as well. They were the underdogs. Blue Jays, they haven't lost a map so far. Sorry, just mentioning their name. They have not lost a map in Season 10. They have qualified for the LAN, so they are 1 match away from being crowned champions, which should have been the case in Season 9. So they're going to be looking to right their wrongs in Romania.
And Fate, of course, want to defend their championship title, so they need to at least qualify for it.
Yeah.
So we've got the final group stage matches, which are playing out right now. This is the last one, and that will determine what the seedings are going once we head into the playoffs. That determines, well, who actually makes it to the LAN. So
Yeah.
Raga with the reply there. Sorry, I just stopped because I actually thought he wallbanged him for a second. So
That's okay.
made me catch my breath there, but does get the
Oh,
kill
look
in
at
the end.
flank here. Nicky's already pushing through middle. Double magic takes on BTN. That means his smoke is going to be dropped, making it a bit more awkward for the teammates pushing forward. I wonder if Nicky's going to get caught off from the timing here. He may actually get the audio cues. Oh, that's a crazy little battle going on that side of the map, and Nicky's going to come out on top. That
Ooh.
leaves IM and Raga stranded, but they do what they can to open up the bomb site. That's at least secured a plant here. Nicky been spotted up by IM, who's just locking down the angle. Nice headshot there from him. That leaves Mar in the clutch, some unfamiliar territory for Nexus right now, having a man advantage in the post plant. Even securing a bomb plant has been a rare occasion for them. Mar doesn't have a kit, but surely there's one on the bomb side. He had plenty of money at the start of the round. I am eventually actually going to swing out, and that means I am's going to go down. Raga working his way around with the AWP, but like I said, Mar doesn't have the kit, and he's not going to be expecting that flank from Raga. Nexus find their second round, timely as well.
Nice and simple there for Nexus in the end, but it was anything but simple during the round. Lots of damage being exchanged between both sides, and a pretty confusing site take in the end. Not their fault really, it's just because of VTN dying, the smoke landing in the middle of nowhere. That one could have gone either way.
Yeah, that one certainly could have gone either way. And now Fates have had to invest everything they've got into the spy, so it's a good opportunity for Nexus to actually get back in this half, Mike. Having said that, they don't have any money either, so this is an incredibly important round in the way of economy. Nicky's going to get flashed into middle, but nothing on offer.
Oh jeez, Caliber super lucky there. Nade also dunks on Raga as well, and geez, the timing just a little bit off here for Nexus. Seems like Fate's always got the perfect timing on these peaks.
Yeah, that seems to be the case again. Nicky going to be looking to take the fight to double smoke up. Means it's a bit of a miscommunication there over towards middle.
I think Nicky was just frantically shouting help because he was completely flashed in middle.
Yeah, I don't blame him for dropping the smoke, right? And his teammate was trying to support him, but look at the control here from Nexus. They've actually been able to work their way through archers, not for the first time either.
See if they're more
Smoking it off is
successful.
going to be giving away the position. Zello hiding in the corner. I'm not sure if this flash will affect. It might go too far. Might just catch him. Double magic doesn't spot him though, and Zello not blinded up at all. Will eventually get that frag. That opens things up now for Nexus or Zello, you madman. Great headshot there onto Duplicate, but there's no ways they expect Caliber here in the bomb site. And he's going to take his time. Eventually does decide to take that frag. but he still has a job to do here. I am somehow evades that flashbang, Mike. No idea.
Jeez.
Really quick reflexes there from him.
Zoot's on the lurk towards A, just cleaning it up as well. So
He
I
can't
think
even broke
Caliber
it.
did enough, Matt. I really thought he
Yeah.
did enough, and then, well, Zello happens. I am also. And both of those players, of course, along with Rag, are doing a pretty good job here. Pretty even fragging for them. BTN, of course,
Yeah.
not really expected to frag much, being the in-game leader. Zoot is having a bit of a tough one at the moment.
Yeah, he has. He is indeed, but still early days. Yeah, chance to
Pistols.
turn it around. The pistols are actually causing a bit of chaos. Ragger's been brought down low.
Oh, my
BTN's
word.
been taken down. Ragger being chased. There's no way he survives this.
That's the
IM's
bomb.
been able to find a frag, but still a huge advantage here for the CT side. Zeus is just trying to brawl his way out of it. He takes
no,
some damage in the
Zeus.
process. He runs out of ammo. Double Magic with the AK is able to find the frag, and now IM is left to clutch it out 1 versus 3. No control of the bomb. Knows whereabouts, or at least has an idea of where the remaining players are, but as time goes on, anything is possible. There is still so much of that time as well. Oh, and he just gets sprayed down through the smoke. My word, how did Fate win that round?
They just ran straight down mid and second mid with those pistols, caught them completely off guard. It's kind of what Fade had to do. They only had USPs.
Yes, exactly.
And Nexus just caught completely flat-footed, not looking for it, not aware of it. I mean, this is a pretty common thing that Fate do on Inferno. So, I mean, Nexus, have you been watching the demos, boys?
Yeah. Good point. You need to be doing your homework. Nexus losing a round, which they absolutely should not have, and that puts them in now an awkward position. Double Magic.
And it's a bomb as well. This guy is a madman at this stage, man. Could
No,
he? Oh, he
Mike.
could. He can. Back that man.
Jeez, like it's. Oh,
See,
man,
Mara's
this
just
thing is
befuddled
smoked.
at the moment. He just doesn't know
is.
what Double Magic's doing.
And IM's gonna actually take him down as a result of that missed smoke. Nikki on hand though to make sure that there is still control maintained of the A bomb site. Zello now left in the clutch, but wow, Double Magic is on fire right now, and we're going to be seeing him actually in potential to close the round out, but Zello just completely destroys him with the pre-fire in Orpa in his past. So he's aware of those angles, Mike, and he's retrieved his weapon. Oh my word, this clutch is done. Zello's won this. Calling it now.
All about that timing. He's going to go for the safe plant here.
Yeah, good attention to detail, the way that he got across. And he's
Goes
just
for a
trying to
little
get back
B-hop.
into the bomb site. Yeah, Duplicate is well aware of the danger that does lurk on that B bomb site. He's just trying to wait for Nikki to come through. There's an incendiary on Duplicate, but where does he choose to throw it? Slowly checking the angle. Zello on the off angle will land the first shot. So now Nikki knows whereabouts he is. He needs to bait out the shot share. That's exactly what he's trying to do, and he does bait it out. That leaves Zello in a position where he has to connect on the next, dancing back and forth around the pillar. Nikki looking for the kill, and he will find it just in time.
Ooh, Zello, they're just not really being as patient as I might have expected him to. Goes for the peak in the end. Could have just continued to dance, I guess, Matt, but always in that sort of situation, you do feel the urge to actually just try and take the kill, because the more the time builds up, the more the pressure builds up on you, even though your
Yeah.
objective as the T is to waste this time.
Exactly. Unfortunately for Zello, we're not able to get across the line, and Fate continue to charge on. And look at this buy from Nexus. There is very little utility at their disposal.
The nade damage that's been coming in from Fate so far, I mean, we've been talking about it since Season 9. Their utility use on Inferno is just absolutely on point. They're chipping away at Nexus, and there's another nade that lands. It just means that their job is so much easier with landing those kills, because these players are always sub 100 HP.
Yeah, it's just been a fantastic display of effective utility usage from Fate, and that's what we've come to know from them. Just goes to show how valuable putting the time in working out these grenades and working out the timings makes such a big difference. And that's normally with the team that we see prevail on Inferno, is the team who has that utility usage down. Next is gravitating towards the A bomb site right now, and they actually have a small window of opportunity, as there are 3 players over at B from Fate's perspective, and nobody immediately rotating out, and it's because Nikki has flanked through middle, and he's seeing nobody, and Mar gets demolished, and that leads to the information that this is completely false right now, and Fate need to rotate.
4v4 as the bomb goes down. They're taking control, yeah. They won't be aware of the player in apps just yet, but they'll start to get an inkling of it. Nicky's got a small window of time, and he gets the
That's
first
huge.
skill. That's big.
All three of the remaining players are now locked in on the bomb site, Mike. This becomes so awkward. Who watches which angle? Do you swap from your angle once the pressure comes through? Nicky swings out, takes the attention. Surely there's no ways that Zoots can actually win this. Locked in on the bomb site, wins his first gun battle, but there's just too many players. Oh man, poor decision making from Nexus there in the post plant. Nobody going towards ditch. Only one player in graveyard, and it's also just such a vulnerable place to play from. As we saw, Nicky destroyed him coming from apps.
Yeah, really disappointing in the post plant from Nexus. I mean, the fact that they got them themselves onto the bomb site as freely as they did, they had enough time to take the post plants, but I think Nicky, they're just throwing the cat amongst the pigeons, so to speak, throwing them into a little bit of disarray and confusion with how quickly he came out of apps. So
yeah,
Nexus just seemed to fall apart from that point. 10-3, 10-5, the best that Nexus can hope for, and they kind of desperately need it, Matt.
Yeah, they certainly do. No two ways about it. And they don't get off to the start that they needed either. Of course, they've got full round loss bonus, and the bomb plant as well enables them to just continuously buy, but nothing really changing. They've just been shut out of banana in the early stages of the round so consistently here by Fate, which has really forced them to just go towards A. And Ma, still being aggressive here. He wanted that AK. That's so aggressive. I think he actually left his gun so that he wouldn't make a noise and drop a rifle in the process.
Zillow taking a battle he can't really win.
Oh,
Gonna
no.
eat the nade as well. Duplicate
night,
taking him
Sequence.
down. As you were saying, the util usage, the nades, just keeping control of banana so effectively for Fate. And you can see Nexus at the early stages of the round are always in a tough spot. They're always low HP.
Yeah.
They're always being held out of the bomb sites. They're not being given those opportunities. And Nexus do thrive off those early frag opportunities that teams often give them, but Fate aren't really giving it to them. It's now on Rager and Co, and he catches off Nicky. There's
Yeah,
an
nice
opportunity.
Still there are three Fate players on the same bomb side, and someone has to go back for the bomb. That's Zoots, who's going to be running all the way back, even though Rag has found the pick. I think they should be looking for the B split here. I think that's actually the opportunity that has presented itself. And Fate aren't in a position to defend this very efficiently. They've got two players at A, and Double Magic realizing
the
the danger.
timing.
He might actually be able to catch Zoots off here. He must be hearing him at this point, but there's so little time left on the clock. He's actually going to smoke with the angle, but
that's won
Double
it.
Magic spots him just before the smoke booms, and just like you say, that has won the round.
Oh,
my
Double
word,
Magic.
Double Magic ends it in style.
This guy, Smokes are no barrier to him. Of course, we know Smokes don't stop bullets, but Double Magic, jeez, he's
Yeah.
found a few today.
And look at the kill distribution on Fate as well. I mean, just the Double Magic is head and shoulders, but everybody else is pulling their weight.
They absolutely are. And that's been a feature of Fate again.
In
Every
fact,
player contributes.
All 5 players are either equal or above of all 5 of the Nexus players. There's not one man on Nexus who has a higher kill number than Fate's players. As I say that though, that might be changing. Some aggression towards Banana and actually some favorable trades for the Romanian side. Duplicate still at the top of Banana though. He's just going to continue to spray down. He gets the dub. BTN is looking to trade it, but in the meantime, the flank is coming through from Nicky. And he's been doing this so much, and again, he's got the timing. Nothing going Nexus's way, Mike.
Jeez, Nexus are getting destroyed at the moment. Every advantage they get, even in that round, you saw it through a little bit of, well, probably over-aggression from Fate down mid. Nexus get into pretty advantageous position. They're not able to close it off because Duplicate's so solid on that B bomb site. I mean, every time it comes down to it, he gets the double kill, stays alive, and lets his teammates come in to help him out. That time it's Nicky. That scoreboard makes for pretty reading if you're a Fate fan, but for Nexus, they're going to be frustrated.
And keep in mind that this is also Nexus's map pick, so that is certainly going to be leaving them in an awkward position heading into Dust 2, which is not a map that we've actually seen either of these teams play much. In fact, we haven't seen Nexus on this map once yet in the season. We have seen Fate, and they bested Agility 19-16. That was some weeks ago, though.
Yeah, that was quite some
it
time
went
ago.
all the way into overtime, so that tells that. I mean, when we think of Fate, though, Dust 2 is not the map that immediately comes to mind, right? It's your Infernos, your Overpasses, maybe a Mirage or a Train here or there, but Dust 2, Nuke, not really the maps we see them playing too frequently. Mirage as well, actually, I suppose. Vertigo is the one map that they do like. Which
Jeez,
is
look at that utility damage, Matt.
There we go. I asked for it, and we get to see it. That is 10 kills in util damage.
That's insane. Absolutely
10
insane.
kills in util damage in one half.
Well-
That must be the most I've ever seen, I think. I mean, maybe bar some Australis performances.
Jeez.
Those aren't rookie numbers, Mike.
No, you don't have to pump those numbers up. They're already pro.
Yeah. 300 on duplicate. Wow. I mean, you can tell who the B bomb side players are, right? Caliber and duplicate.
Yep.
They've been doing a great job in that regard. So on Fate March, another thing I'd like to point out is how many more flashes Fate have than Nexus, and normally it's the T side who ends up doing a lot more flashing, just because you progressively making your way forward around the map, flashing off the angles, flashing the CTs back. It's a lot more obvious where the CTs will be than where it's the T players are. So generally, the T team that has the most flashes in a half, but it's actually Fate who have the most now coming off their CT half.
I'm not surprised if you look at it. I mean, Fate had a lot of setups where they were taking back map control later on, where they'd flash a player in and go for a peek, either try and get a kill or just get some information. That seems to be very much part of their game. So with that sort of style of play, of course, that does mean that you're going to flash a few more players or CT side than you probably conventionally would see. For those viewers who don't know, Fate are the champions of Season 9. They won ESL ACC Season 9. So players do have some pedigree.
Nikki as well goes back a long time with the XB Pro roster. Just to get a bit more information there.
He was playing with those guys for a long time, so pretty accomplished player. Fortunately, of course, these guys haven't had as many chances. I mean, I'm talking Fate now against higher tier opposition as Blue Jays have had actually since Season 9, and it seems to be showing in the sense of how dominant Blue Jays, the losing finalists in Season 9, have actually been in Season 10.
Yeah, that's true. Good point, actually. I like that. That's has been one of the main differences between them over the past few months, right? And you can see it in the way they've progressed.
Yeah, I mean, Blue Jays played against Mouse Sports, they played against G2, they've played against a lot of the sort of periphery of the top 20 sort of teams, so it certainly helped them out, whereas I think Fate haven't been playing quite as much, so it's taken them a little bit longer to settle into the season. Of course, they've had a bit more disruptive in terms of lineup changes as well.
Yeah, for sure. Let's not forget that Blue Jays are quite a well-known organization as well. I think it's a German organization that's been going for many years, whereas, I mean, I know Fate's been around for a long time as well, but maybe not as well-known in the CS region or the CS scene.
Yeah, fighting games, that sort of thing seems to be the orgs thing.
Yeah, from the,
They're from Jordan,
East,
I think.
Sort of, Jordan.
Of course, the players are not from there. So
yeah, I just mean like a lot of their players in those fighting games are, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the Fate CS players are all Bulgarian. And it's quite a storyline that Nicky's actually ended up with them. And I would say in the long run, it might actually be a better team because they were sort of lacking that experience from a player who's seen it at the top level, who's been exposed to some of those top teams more consistently. I mean, Rainmaker, he was on the same level in that regard from an experience perspective as the rest of the Fate players. So I think that in the long run, Fate might actually be better off with Nicky instead of Rainmaker.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. It does give them an injection of experience that they didn't have before. So, yeah, I don't know what the issue is at the moment. I'm assuming it must be a technical issue of some sort. So, we do apologize for that. Hopefully, we can get some information on why the pause is going down.
Yeah, it's a Nexus technical mouse sensor. Time, Mike. I mean, can't really argue with that one. And they need time to just try and put a stop to this momentum train, because you can bet your top dollar that Fate were rushing up Banana and just trying to end this game as quickly as possible. So maybe now that there's been a prolonged break, things would simmer down a bit and Fate might retract somewhat.
So score updates on Star Series I-League Season 8. We had Vitality 2-1 over North. That just finished.
Yeah, they destroyed them in the second map.
Yeah, Nuke was a bit of a massacre. And that's always crazy when you see, I mean, Danish teams
yeah,
you know, getting wrecked on Nuke. What the hell?
Yeah, that's true. But awesome to see Vitality playing the map and being so good. Yeah, he went 25-7. Jesus, that's insane. So we got Renegades and Fnatic then up next. I must say it's been a hell of a pleasure listening to Semler cast again. He's been casting with Henry G, and it's actually been quite a nice duo, very entertaining. And I don't know, I kind of see Henry G as a modern Semler, if that makes sense.
In some ways, I think he's a little bit more how should I say
down
it?
to earth in Counter-Strike sense, or what?
No, I was gonna say he probably has a bit more of a background than similar in Counter Strike, having been a former player. I mean, he was involved in the CGS and Counter Strike Source that was televised in 2009.
That's true.
Been an in-game leader in his
I
career.
meant more in their casting sense than actually like considering their histories. It's just they both really add that color, and it's I just think I really love the way they're both cast, and I've seen quite a few similarities between them. But I don't know, maybe
It's kind of interesting though, because if you look at Henry G when he started, he was extremely dry.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's kind of developed, I think, from casting with the most flamboyant play-by-play caster
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Counter-Strike. I think that's been developed, and he's gotten to the point where he just brings some amazing hype, whereas, you know, 3 years ago, that wasn't there from him. So
I agree.
It's pretty awesome to see how he's developed, and Similar kind of
Yeah.
always had that. He always had that flamboyance. It's just part of his personality. You see him
For sure.
dressed in the crazy suits always, so...
We're blessed with some fantastic CS talent at the moment. I mean, the Moses Anders duo is just out of this world, Mike. Like they provide the most profound insight that I've ever, been. What's the word? I've ever listened to, or I've ever actually taken away from watching a CS game. They're just so clever and so on the ball and aware of what's actually going on, always making the perfect reads and relaying the information in such a palatable manner, if I can put it that way.
Oh, they're great. I mean, you listen. I don't know if you do yourself a favor, go back and listen to like some of the NIP TV casts from Anders from like 2014, 2013, and you'll see how much he actually improved as a caster. It's crazy, but he was like the original in Counter-Strike, him and Similar together. So they kind of almost developed that the style that we recognize as CSGO commentary now. Moses is such a knowledgeable guy, also an in-game leader in his time in the American scene.
Exactly. It's weird if you think about it, you know, that as you just mentioned, Anders and Semmler were a duo for so long, and we're about to jump back in the game, but just to cap things off, we had Henry G and Sedekist, who are also a duo for so long, and eventually they've gone their separate ways. It just goes to show that you need to keep things fresh, right, to keep you stimulated. Anyway, into the game we go. Second, dropping hints, Mike, second half here, Fate on the T side. They absolutely dominated Nexus on their CT side. I wonder if they're going to be able to continue like that, or if we'll see Nexus getting straight back into things here. Nexus, Zello, doing Zello things there, but he's going to get traded out, and that leaves his team in an unfavorable situation. Smoke off to block CT, and Fates is going to push into this B bomb site. Double magic dispatches of IM. That's his 19th kill.
Jeez, he is having a field day.
BTN has 4. 31 ADR. I mean, it's just 215. Huge differences.
That's some crazy stuff. Thankfully, we are underway, and the second half took long enough. Marv destroyed his mouse, apparently.
Oh, gosh.
Probably not intentionally, but it did happen. Oh, we're going for a retake here on Nexus. Do they have a kit? There might be one on the ground.
Oh,
have to see how things go.
Unfortunately, as misery continues, Rag is able to find one, but that's all it's going to be. And Mike, I think that double magic must be the most impressive player IGL in Season 9.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, he's calling the shots and just popping the heads. I mean, traditionally speaking, I mean, he's been more middle of the pack in terms of frags for Fates, but he's really stepped up this season in terms of frags. I mean, if you go look at his stats historically, it's not that impressive, but Season 10 definitely gone up a level.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. I'm not actually 100% sure who the IGL or Salamander Gaming is. But other than that, I think he's definitely takes the cake. Nexus have gone for the force buy, and they might get caught off guard from the sheer ferocity and aggression here from Fate. They're not giving anything to Nexus, no reprieve whatsoever. Taking control of the B-bomb site, but they don't even have the bomb, so it's just mind games at this point. And like I said, it's the force from Nexus, which means if they lose this round, they've got nothing to try and stop Fate to getting map point with.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Nexus at the moment. Fate are in full control of this match. They're in full control of the round, of course. Look at those smokes towards CT.
Yeah.
That's
just when you facepalm, right?
Yep.
As the CT, when it just you get smoked off, and then as you're about to commence the retake, another smoke pops. Yeah. Nicky realizing there's a smoke on the ground there, so just using his for effect. So trying to shut down any rotations or any opportunity for these players to save Raga is gives himself some space with that frag, but I don't see a world in which these two players save their weapons. Only 29 points of health between the two of them. Caliber with the audio cues is going to be catching BTN off, although he's on his bike ride now, Mike. He's out of here.
He's done.
He's running a marathon, and Rag is going to be able to get out as well. So actually, they are going to be able to save these weapons.
Well, you were wrong on that one, Matt. Just
Yeah,
saying.
I was very wrong, but man, oh man, that was close. They just literally did the perfect thing by running out there. 14-3 here. Are they going to save? Absolutely not.
They got no room to save at the moment. I mean, this is Nexus's map pick, and they've been brutalized so far. So
Yeah.
they're gonna have to find some kind of confidence, Matt.
This actually puts Fate. This secures them at second in the championship. No, just this one map win, if I'm not mistaken.
It should.
So props to them as they have the one-man advantage in the round right now. Looking to drive this first map home stylishly. And you can see the frustration just in the way that the Nexus players are going about their business. Taking fights that they probably wouldn't normally. Just trying to win some gun battles and try and steady the ship, but actually just adding to the problem. And the patience from Fate is stark contrast of style.
The patience is exactly what's winning it for them.
Exactly, yeah. I am towards the B bomb side. Got some support coming through from Raga. Nikki juggling those guns, making sure that there's no chance that Nexus will be able to salvage one of those up should somebody flanking through banana.
Very thorough. I mean, it could have been a janitor in a former life at this rate. That was a kill.
Yeah, traded though. Raga with the USP, he's gonna flash himself through. Man, that USP just leaves you so helpless.
Really does. Well, Nexus pretty much helpless to stop this one from accumulating and going to 16-3. They're going to try. They're going to buy up everything they can, but so far they've been absolutely unsuccessful on this map, and I think they're going to be, as you said, we're seeing it in their playstyle. They are massively frustrated.
Yeah. That's why I'm a bit, I'm slightly confused as to why it was Ma who broke his mouse, and not one of the Nexus players.
Guess just one of those unlucky things where the mouse decides to give it up, and
that's what he'll tell you.
But actually through
1D through smoke.
See, that's my big worry, you know, with the transition to wireless mice, the Logitech G Pro and everything. Can you imagine you get upset and you throw a mouse and it just like flies across the room and you can't find it at a LAN?
Yeah, well, at LAN you throw it at the other team, maybe even. Fate throwing everything they've got at the B bomb side, and it looks like everything they've got is going to be more than sufficient. Though IM is able to find one frag, maintaining the one-man advantage. Of course, we seem to be stuck on Raga right now, unfortunately. He is going to be the man to flank up through banana, but his teammates are dropping like flies. He's trying to get up as fast as he can. Zella's been brought down to 2 health. Mar would have heard him here. Oh! What a headshot there from Mar. Very clean cut and precise.
Very precise. 2 HP on Zello. He's got a Scout. Zoot has got a Deagle. Just ain't going to happen, unfortunately, Matt. There, Zoot goes down. Now 2 HP in a Dream. The Dream is about to be extinguished.
What a performance from Fate here on Inferno. Absolutely dominating Nexus, securing themselves that second seed heading into the playoffs. And now they're going to be jumping into dust with a wealth of confidence and momentum behind them. We're going to take a short ad break and we'll be back with the final map of the evening.
Hi, I'm Pringles.
And I'm Chips.
Wow, Chips. Sick outfit. I didn't know you were a cosplayer.
It's more of a protection thing. Pringles might come in cans. I now come in maximum leveled armor. Hit me.
Nah, I don't think it's a good idea.
Come on, hit me.
Okay. Come on. Whoa! I guess Chips has left the game then.
You ready? Huh? Hey, easy boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
From a droppy in the scene, I feel lucky, yeah. Got them watching from Paris to Poppy, yeah. With this music was lurking, now I'm attacking. Now with the chatting, I just step up and make it happen. It's a lifestyle. Living young and restless, yeah, we quite wild. If I want it, I'ma get it talking right now. And I ain't got no regrets, it's my time now. Lights out when you see us talking moves. You don't know that's the topic. And if you talking juice, well then you know I got it. Nobody got it like they can try, but can do it like Vinny. Yeah, no permission. I got it.
Talent shows a man, everyone will show up. Got in an accident and still made it for them to go nuts. You know what? I'm so That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide, and with the rhymes that make the dimes. I'll close their eyes and fantasize. I'm divine, calling their phone number. No, you know I love you. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing beats on stages for their ones gracefully. And I got a smile that they hate to see. Young, black, successful, though life gets stressful. life gets stressful, go and vibe out with whoever you next to.
Vibe until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move.
3, 2,
Bringing summer to you.
Ready, let's go. Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it round the world and back again. Ready, let's go. Cause you know like I know. We'll take it round and round again.
Said I'd find a way to turn my heart into something gold. Knew I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I rode it all along on your wave right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I let you go. What I do right now. What I do right now for you, for you. If you know you want to.
We are back into the thick of it here. Fate versus Nexus. I'm Extremes, and with me is Hayes. Tell us about how that last one went.
Oh man, well, it's going to be short and sweet because that's exactly what the game was. Not very sweet from Nexus's perspective, though. They got absolutely hammered on Inferno, which was their map pick as well. They only managed 3 rounds on their T side in the first half, and then weren't even able to pick up 1 in the second, so they went on to lose the map 16-3. Now they head into Fate's territory, and they absolutely have to show a better performance here just to give themselves that boost. They're currently even at a boot camp, Mike, so that must be quite demoralizing.
Yeah, of course, when you're at a boot camp, you think of the positives. Oh, well, we're together, we can feed off each other, and play better and communicate better. All those nice and positive things. But the flip side of that is you're all together, and you can't escape each other when the vibe is bad. When everything's going wrong, you're kind of stuck.
So Fate opt to start on the CT side after winning the knife round, and it's going to be a B Russia from Nexus. 4 players pushing forward. Caliber has spotted it out, and he is going to get dealt with swiftly by Zello. Double dink between him and BTN. Zello finds another, and they're just going to continue to commit. Nicky is the first responder, and he's able to land 2. How on earth does he get out without taking a single point of damage in return? All of a sudden, it's been brought into the 3v3. This is certainly doable. We know that the B bomb side is notoriously tough to retake, but it's not impossible. Raga playing on the edge here. There's a flank coming through, and Zoots may get caught off guard here. No, he spots Duplicate out, and he's able to get the kill. Surely that does secure the round for Nexus.
You think so? Nicky doesn't have armor, it doesn't matter. He takes a headshot there. Double magic about to get planted. Gets the kill though. Picked up a kid, but
oh, I thought after IAM missed those first couple of shots, he might be in a bit of trouble, but he gets the kill in the end. Nexus win the pistol round, and that's exactly what they needed, right? Just to put their misery from the first map behind them somewhat.
Absolutely needed, Matt. I mean, that was horrendous on the first map on Inferno. They got absolutely pounded. Now, one thing you can say, I mean, this is the map pick of Fate, but it could actually suit Nexus's strengths. They like to be aggressive. They like to frag.
Yeah.
Could work for them.
Not a fan of the force buy here from Fate.
Not a dust, I agree.
Yeah. I think that you want those AWPs as fast as possible. You want full util as fast as possible, and it's really difficult to play. I mean, look at Nexus. They picked up 5 rifles, Mike. Just knowing that they're going to take as long-range fights as possible. Nicky getting 1 and some damage to Raga. Fate really need at least 2 or 3 frags to warrant this buy, and they've netted 2 already. Making it tough for Nexus to actually get on the bomb side at this point, and Miles going to drop an assistance smoke to try and give Duplicate a bit of space to work with.
Zello making hard work of that one. Gets dropped pretty low here.
Oh,
Nice 2v2.
Both these players are low. Caliber could actually do this. 1 shot on Zello would get the job done. Maybe 2 for Raga. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to connect on anything. So Nexus eventually win the round, but not without hemorrhaging quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, an expensive round there for them. Not nearly as thorough as they would have liked to be. They were taking a few pitched battles there against the Deagles, which isn't always advisable. I mean, we seem so often lose against the Deagles, Matt.
Yeah. Wouldn't be for the first time. Aggressive out of long again. Grenade does a decent amount of damage onto Zello. It's going to be the double save here for Fate. So that's why they've just bought down to about $1,000, $800.
BTN, what are you doing?
Yeah, he was looking for the pistol, maybe? I'm not sure.
I think he was lining up a smoke, actually.
Oh, okay. That's probably a more obvious scenario. Duplicate's got the AK, though. He must be slightly conservative with the weapon, because it certainly would be of assistance in the next round, but he doesn't want to be giving up any hope of winning this one. And right now, those hopes are quickly dwindling.
Yeah, it's worth giving it up here for Duplicate, but actually he's going to go in. Can do some more damage here, potentially.
Yeah, there's no kit, so the chances of winning the round are very slim. It's just about doing damage at this point. And again, it's going to be Nexus winning the round, keeping 2 players alive, I assume. Yeah, eventually that is the case. 3-0 early on here for Nexus, so a good start to Dust 2 for them. And they should be able... Okay.
What are you doing, Nicky?
I think that was a mistake. judging by the rest of the team. And because of that mistake, they're convinced to go for the buy.
No!
Oh no! And this is literally worst case scenario. Their first buy is not good whatsoever, and Double Magic gets backstabbed. So yeah, go figure.
What on earth? Okay, well, I think that got a stronger reaction out of me than an ace might have, because it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah. Oh, feels bad, man. Let's see if Nexus can continue to charge on. This is actually an amazing opportunity for Nexus to capitalize on Fate's mishap. If they can win this round, they put themselves in a commanding position very early on in the half, and BTN, there we go, realizes, hang on a second, he was low. And the assist comes through for Mar, but not the assist that you want.
Definitely not, and he paid for his sins pretty quickly as well. Dropped second player that was dropped duplicate under a ton of pressure, but he gets two. How did he do that?
Eventually, he's going to get traded out by Zoots, who's made his way through long. Nicky getting shut down from the rotation. Him and Caliber both in an awkward position, isolated from that A bomb site. Caliber going to be able to trade out Nicky into the 1 versus 2 he goes. Fearing no evil, but no kid on his back makes his job very difficult. Now they know exactly where he is as well.
Oh,
ooh, not sure about that one.
Why the scout?
I think
he thought it was an off.
Yeah, but he still has time to change it, or he really doesn't like the A1S, Mike. Like, really doesn't like the A1S. The jump shot, if there is any weapon, it'll be viable. It's the one he's got right now. My word, he takes down Raga, but Stutz was already on his case. So just like I said, Nexus have a fantastic opportunity to actually take a commanding position in this half by winning that round, and that's exactly what they do. And it's going to be another eco here for Fate. So it should be the 5-0 with only one buy in the process.
Jeez, Nexus setting themselves up pretty well here on Fate's map pick. Kind of a turnaround, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it certainly is. And this is going to be completely changing the mentality from the first map. Some early damage has been done to BTN. It's going to be on Caliber to try and find a couple tags, so he's done some damage with that scout. Oh, double magic. Lands a great first shot there. That's an SG on the ground as well. Mar looking to try and chime in on the action. Oh, there we go. He knew that Zello had to be on the box.
Do you think the bomb was spotted in his brief moment of wakefulness before the long dark came?
Yeah, I think so. Full sense of security, however. Fates have actually gotten themselves into a favorable position, even though they did start off with an eco. Timing may actually go against Nicky here. Big brain from BTN spots him out, and that's going to be sending a lot of false information through the comms for Fate. IM was ready for that one. He takes quite a lot of damage in the process. And BTN's now able to get himself onto a vacant B bomb site. Very low health though.
Jeez, that nade dunking.
Only 11 health remaining between the two players. That fire, if it spreads, oh, BTN would have gone down. That was even ballsy to attempt it. Yeah, I saw it happening.
I was like, please pull the trigger, Mark.
Yeah. No kitcher for either of these players, no armor for Double Magic either as well. That's why they've actually traded weapons, and IM just gets the timing as he pushes through the smoke. Double Magic able to trade it out, looking for the SG. Such low health here for BTN, and Double Magic realizes he has to be a BTN ducking for his life. Oh. He's going to be able to land the instantaneous shot. Nexus avoids slipping up on the proverbial banana peel and go up 5-0.
Well done to them. That very nearly went wrong. For Fate, things not yet to go right. It's been close a bunch of times now, but just not quite close enough to actually get it one in the bag. So now going with the open double magic, we know how powerful he's been with that weapon so far this season. Let's see if he can bring it to bear finally.
Yeah, let's see from him.
Oh, I see what you did there. Well done.
Early 2-man advantage for Fate, and this is exactly what they needed. Absolutely needed this buy round. Nicky finds the timing on BTN as well, who was able to get through middle, but was focused on the smoke. Oh, nice reactions there from Raga.
Certainly ready for it, although I don't think Nicky was ready for Zoots. Now they should know where Raga is. It's going to come down to 1v1, and if he can win this one, it's possible. But now Raga in a tough spot, and he's going to go down. Caliber solid as always, double kill on the site. Nicky with a double kill in mid as well. Yeah. Finally, Fate on the board here, 1-5. And actually, Nexus's money already depleted because of how close all of these rounds have been. I mean, it's been 1 or 2 players alive from Nexus pretty much constantly as they won the 5 in a row. So, first sign of a loss, and they're on a save.
Yeah.
Or a force fire, as it were.
Quite unfortunate, right? That means that Fate actually have a perfect opportunity to actually get back into this half here, win this round, anti-eco in the following. 5-3 makes for far better reading than 5-1.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to give you a measure of comfort. All 5 players towards mid here from Nexus.
Yeah.
Double Magic's actually in a ton of trouble. He doesn't know it, but thankfully for him, he's got his teammate to help him out with the flash. Otherwise, I think he was in trouble.
He just spotted that player. He's so lucky. Otherwise, he definitely would have gone down. Dunks the grenade on BTN as well. Looks for some follow-up shots. That allows Mar to find a couple easy heads. He picks up 2. Double Magic finds himself 3. And that is how you lock down short in the anti-eco.
Some great teamwork there. That was probably shouldn't have worked out so well. Those players could have very easily gone down and given up the A-bomb site. But in the end, nobody dies for Fate. And that's best case scenario for their economy.
Yeah, it certainly is, and actually able to start to get themselves back into this half. Yeah, it's going to be some mid-aggression. This is unconventional, especially considering that it's the eco round for Nexus, but that's not going to be slowing Mar down, who's picked up 2.
Oh, my word.
Going to just tap Zello into oblivion. Yeah, that's... kids, don't try this at home.
I wouldn't do it in your matchmaking game, that's for sure.
What do you mean? That's when you do make those sorts of plays, Mike.
Don't know, I always find you play hackers on Dust too.
Is that just a correlation you've established?
Yeah, I got no trust factor. That's my fault, though.
Oh man. So it's going to be another buy round here for Nexus, and this is an important telltale round now. Our Nexus is going to continue to dominate, so our Fate's actually straight back into this because I mean, the possibility of Fate winning the half is not too far out of the realms of realism. Oh, but the double spray down. Okay. Great double kill there for Zoots. Is going to be putting Nexus in a great position. And this was that important round I was referring to for Nexus, just to solidify their position in this half and not allow Fate straight back into it.
Money nade. Not as much as I thought, but who cares? It's Counter-Strike. Nades never work as you expect.
Yeah. That's the one consistent thing about nades is that they're inconsistent.
Oh, geez, a massacre, yeah. All 3 players dying within a second of each other.
Yeah, that was very, very quick indeed. Fates have enough money to muster up another buy round here, and they still have some money in the reserves on a couple other players as well. 6-3. Nexus still looking good here on Dust 2. So what does this game actually mean is the question. So right now, Fate have got 21 points. Unassailable lead in second place. Salamander have 18, which means it doesn't matter what happens, your Nexus will still be 4th in the championship come the playoffs.
Yeah, this is true. I think Nexus probably going to be kicking themselves a little bit with the way things went on Inferno. 16-3 they were.
Yeah.
They've already got double their score from the previous map. That
feels good, I guess.
I guess, but it does mean that somebody's going to get a very difficult playoff game against Nexus potentially.
Yeah, that's true. Duplicate finding the first frag in the round, but Nexus have been able to get quite far up short right now. In fact, they've got a man behind that get right box. I'm not sure if he's been detected or not. They're going to continue to charge forward. Jayam needs to be careful. Great headshot from him to dispatch a duplicate. Double Magic's in a spot to bother right now. He does find that first frag. Hanging around here looking for more. Needs to be careful.
Quite an impressive shot out of him to find that one. Eats a nade for his trouble. Now he's had to push up close. He's relying on his teammates to help him out. BTN catches off the flank. Double Magic
what?
somehow getting into the bomb side. He gets 2, Matt.
What on earth is going on right now? They know that BTN has to be towards short and Mar will take him down. It all unraveled so quickly for Nexus. All due to Double Magic's brilliance. I don't think they actually realized that he had gotten up the ramp. And there was some form of a smoke towards that cross. And they weren't aware that he was on the bomb side of it. That was fantastically played by Double Magic. He gets himself in the position, which is step 1. And then he lands those godlike shots.
Jeez, he has been impressive as an in-game leader, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
impressive as a fragger. I mean, that's a lot of work that he's getting done on his own.
Yeah, and the AWPer, by the way.
Going for long control for Fate, but nobody from Nexus there to receive them. That should give them a bit of info.
I like this hold from Nexus. Zoots has middle on lockdown, which allows Zello to just completely focus towards short without being concerned.
Hate on Dust who actually going for those sorts of peaks as an
Oh.
AWPer. Oh, double magic
again.
even re-peaks it while he's
Yeah,
fully
I was
flashed.
like,
That's a
sure.
bit crazy, mate.
Surely not another one. And off the back of that frag alone, Nexus have been forced to consider their other options. Mike and Caliber's going to be spotting out IM, who was just looking for that timing. Still, though, job's not done for Caliber. He needs to get more. And he's very isolated from his teammates, but Duplicate up on the box is going to be able to take down Zoot. He needs to be careful. Just Zella on the opposite side here. He's actually going to be able to dance and avoid the crosshair. Ragger's been able to get one, which has allowed him to get towards the B bomb site. Going to fire the cross, and he does get tagged up by Double Magic. 45 points of health remaining, and he actually looks to take the fight, which has given these Fate players some time to close the gap. Ragger going to fake that glance and try and take a fight. Misses the quick scope, and that has left him in a pretty much unwinnable situation with Duplicate ready to flank as soon as his teammates give the word, as soon as they commit the Double Magic. He wants the glory, and he takes the head of Ragger with him.
Jeez, the no-scope. This man is on a tear. He's having fun. Double magic.
Yeah, he is having fun. Both maps as well, hey?
Yeah, that's good to see. You want to peak at the right time, of course, as a player, and
Yes.
heading into the playoffs is a good time.
Oh, that's almost what led Blue Jays to their demise. They peaked a bit early, I think, in the previous season, Matt. That's to what I'm referring.
Yep.
It's just going to be pistols now for Nexus. And
Nikki,
unfortunately, it
oh.
doesn't look like they're getting much, though.
I was
That's
just
a nice
gonna-
shot from Zoots.
I was actually saying in the previous round how that angle that Nikki was taking was a very bad idea. You so easily get picked off there. And that kind of happens again, even against the pistol.
Yeah.
You want somebody to flash you or self-flash yourself before you actually go
Yes,
for that
for sure.
peek, because it's so easy to take you down. Caliber in a little bit of trouble here, but he deals with it pretty easily in the end. And
The thing about that, yeah?
I was going to say only I am left.
Yeah. Seems like he's actually been able to get behind Ma. He's hunting him down right now. As time goes on, though, Ma might consider the potential of the flank, although right now they're convinced that he's just hiding in the smoke. Just going back to that position of Nikki, you're just vulnerable from so many angles, right? IM will be able to get one here at least. Could be the knife. There we go. You like to see it. No follow-up, though. That position that Nikki holds, you can either get peeked by short, Xbox, or from the doors, and all of them are of equal threat. So it's so risky because you can only watch one of them.
I just think Nikki's generally not an AWPer, so what we're seeing there is not an AWPer going for that sort of peak, because that's just, if you've played any Dust 2, you know, don't do that unless you're really, really confident against your opponents.
Yeah, completely agreed. Double Magic continuing to get aggressive, and he's going to go for the repeat here. BTN's
He's
like,
an AWPer.
nah, he gets the frag, and he's going to drop back, right? I'm going to continue to up. And off the back of that, Nexus are trying to push up long, but Double Magic's been able to refocus his attention, pops a flash over the wall. That allows him to take the angle. Zoots with the flashbang from his teammate.
big.
Actually nets a double kill, and he's going to continue to push forward. He spots Marv on the bottom side, and he gets the quad as he takes Double Magic as well. What a moment of individual brilliance.
Could he
from
get the ace? Could he do it? He can!
What a performance. Great
Zoots.
round there from Zoots. Nexus desperately needed that.
Jeez, huge individual play there. Brilliance out of Zoots. He's been quiet this series, but on this map, in the last few rounds, suddenly up there. He was on 9 kills. Now he's on 14, top fragging for his team, courtesy of the ace.
Yeah, that was great stuff there from Zoots. Maintaining that lead for Nexus as well, and also diminishing Fate's economy. If they lose this round, they've got nothing to work with in the last round. Nikki, oh my word, he's actually been able to outsmart IM as he gets around him there. Still in a fairly precarious position though, and he realizes he has to take the fight. Abuses the mobility of the MP9, and Nexus with the double AWP have been limited with full mobility of their own. Zoots takes down Nikki, but that's no problem. He was so low as it was. 4v1 Ragger left as the only man remaining, and now they know exactly where he is. Oh, he's a dead man. There's no way he predicts Caliber to be hiding behind the car.
What? Okay.
Maybe Caliber looked to take the fight, and Ragger just flicked quickly. I don't think he spammed that.
No, I
Be
don't
very
think so.
surprised if he spammed that.
If he did, then he's hacking.
Oh, jeez.
Just calling it Mauritian hacker.
Mike, you
That's
throw
true.
these terms around very lightly.
I am joking. Please, viewers. I'm not
You know,
being
you've
serious.
got some people who don't detect the humor in your voice.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely joking.
You're gonna
Big
start
nade,
some
that's no
riots.
joke.
Wow. Yeah, that nade is nothing to be scoffed at. That's for sure.
I find that flash off that little window so inconsistent. I don't know if you have it as well. Like, it tends to sometimes go far enough, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just flops down on the ground like a dead fish.
Yeah, I think it's actually better to throw it over the roof directly if you're looking to blind the Orpo, who'll be sitting on the ledge there. Big weaponry advantage you have for Fate in the round, and numerical advantage to go with that as they find the opening frag. BTN looking to get ahead of that CT smoke, and he does,
Nice.
taking Mars head clean off. Oh, double magic, missing the flick.
Jeez, if he hit that, calling him godlike, that's what I would have done. Just putting it
Zello's
out there.
Zello's been on the receiving end of a few HE grenades this round, Mike. How much can one man take? Nearly even a TK there, but
Yeah.
Nexus have actually been able to get quite far forward. Also, a man has dropped down into CT, though Caliber is ready for this in double magic. He's got shorts on lockdown, doesn't even need support. Whoa, fancy work from
Whoa.
Zello. Lands another follow-up shot there as well, even though they know where he is. They haven't won it based off the information. Zello's so low. Oh man, I thought surely there's no way he gets Nikki. Fate actually end up winning the half, even though they were down 5-0 at one stage. They win 8 of the last 10 rounds, and that means they do go ahead 8-7 into the next half.
And if not for Zoots' ace, I think it would have been potentially 9-6, if not worse. So, yeah, Nexus start fantastically, Fate finish fantastically.
Yeah, and that's got to be putting some more pressure on Nexus, right? They were in such a good position in that half, and they just weren't able to capitalize on that.
Gee, I am really quiet on this one, Matt.
But look at the kill distribution on Fate again. It's near perfect, and IM, one of the star players, is not finding his footing. BTN's also really struggled tonight, both on Inferno and Dust.
That's crazy. If I think back for BTN in that season that they won ACC season 7.
Season 7, yeah.
He was actually one of the best fraggers for the team, and he was the IGL. But it just seems in the last few seasons, of course, that's kind of gone away. It's more that conventional IGL sort of bottom fragging kind of thing. On the other side, of course, Double Magic. He seems to be top fragging these days while IGLing and AWPing and doing everything.
Oh my word, Caliber absolutely destroys 2 of them. Zello there to try and pick up the pieces, but he receives the same treatment just from a different player. Zoot's looking for the fast flank here, and he may actually have the timing on his side. Nicky's frantically calling out that the B bomb side's open, but it doesn't matter because they've already committed the bomb to A. Zoot's coming up short, going to be able to get the free frag here. Oh my word, no. Oh, goodness gracious me, no. The bomb plant will now be secured. And Duplicate may actually even be able to get a frag from this position. He does. He compiles the misery. Double magic takes on BTN. No. That is so unfortunate for Nexus. So unfortunate for Zoots as well.
How do you go from getting a ridiculous ace to missing all of those easy shots? I mean...
I know.
I feel bad for him. I mean, we've all been there. You know, the easy kills that you should bank, just somehow you don't get. But, well, that is going to be adding massive frustration to what has been a massively frustrating game. They were beat 16-3 on Inferno with Nexus, so they wanted to bring this one back, and they need that confidence actually going into the playoffs as well.
Yeah, exactly. Fates are just continuing on their upward trajectory right now. Again, we see the force buy from the CT side after losing the pistol. Ill-advised in my books. BTN eventually going to be able to take down Nikki there, but won't be changing too much in the round, considering that Fates have already gotten control of B. But yeah, I mean, Fates have just looked better and better as the competition have gone on. I don't think they've actually lost a map since they've been playing with both Nikki and Caliber. I can confirm that, though.
Yeah, do check that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, they haven't. They haven't lost a map since they've had those 2. In fact, they've only gone to double digits once, and that was against Salamander on Train. Other than that, it's been single-digit victories across the board.
Wow, so it seems like the mix within the team is correct.
Yeah.
It's also, like you were talking about that force buy from Nexus being ill-advised. Agree with you, of course. But Fate also did it, and it kind of proved to be part of their undoing in the early stages
Yeah,
of the
exactly
first
right.
half as well. I mean, there was also that misbuy from Nicky that caused them all to buy, probably set them back quite badly. Could have been even a better half for them, I think, if not for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Kobe.
Whoa. Huge damage done to I am as well. He just commits to his death. And
Mar.
with the last bullet, Mar's going to land a headshot. So Fate looking very good here on their T side so far, but the next round is going to be the telltale one. It's going to be the first buy round of the half.
Poor
And how
Nicky there.
desperate do Nexus need that round?
Do you see Nicky was late to the party? They're just desperately trying to kill something with the gun that gives you more money.
He's
just-
not far away from Zello. But I actually wouldn't take my chances if I was Nicky, because Zello has the angle and he has the Desert Eagle. Headshot incoming. Boom. No. He's missed his shots. Oh gosh, Nicky does get a kill in the end, Mike.
Okay, so they'll make him a little bit happier. Now we will see the buy from Nexus. Rago on the AWP. Will it be the double AWP? No, Zello actually does end up going with the more normal sort of buy. So let's see what they do here next. What do they have on their CC side? We haven't seen them on this map all season. Going for long control, yeah. On the timing, and it works.
Oh, shot. Nice and quick there from Raga, asserting his dominance very early on in the round.
Fate are playing the bonus round as well, hey? So.
Yes, through and through. This is a bonus round. And look at Mars' position. He's actually been able to work through the middle doors. I think Fate may turn this into a B split. Considering they've gotten him into that position so early on. And Nexus, they're playing the 2-3 split, staying true to the bomb sites, but having no control on middle whatsoever. And Fates are going to be trying to fake short somewhat. Caliber trying to take the attention towards tunnels, because that then allows Mar to push up and maybe catch one of these players off guard. Nicky's going to be trying to drop into CT. Beautiful strat coming through here from Fate. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Mar passes and he takes down 2. That is textbook.
That is amazing from Fate. BTN doing his best, yeah. I think he might end up going down tomorrow, and if he does, that's the round pretty much, Matt.
Yeah, I am actually just going to commit surely Nexus save here. And that's the call that's been made, but then we're certainly not out of danger. Mar on an absolute tear. He's gotten himself 4 kills so far in the round. Dragon, the only player remaining, and he's the man with the AWP. That's so disheartening for Fate, right? They get the opening frag, if I'm not mistaken. That pick towards long.
Yep.
And that's pretty much all they get in the round. What a smart play from Mar. That's where you don't call something like that from the start, from spawn. That's a player who's in a position, realizing an opportunity and capitalizing, understanding what's required of him to actually come out on top of that situation.
Raga making sure that he doesn't fight Moya. He doesn't want to give him the ace.
12-7 Nexus not able to get across the line in their buy round. It's going to be a save now. Just trying to work around that soul AWP that they've got. What do you do with one AWP? You send him towards middle just to try and take fights. Looks like it's going to be the boost up on shorts. Not a bad decision either.
Just got to try and put him into a position to fight, but he's gonna. Oh, I was gonna say he's gonna go down,
How
but
is
actually,
that a leg shot?
Jeez, okay.
I thought that was a kill for Raga every day of the week. Just going to be a tag in the end. It is the eco for Nexus, as I mentioned. But they have some pieces to work with, yeah? Some armor on a few players, a couple of upgraded pistols, and actually going to be a reposition here from Raga as he goes towards middle with that AWP. I like seeing that reposition. BTN brought down very low. He's going to be baited in by the weapon. Oh, duplicate. Just dirty spray down there through the smoke. Perfect timing indeed. Double magic, the patience prevails.
That was so good from Nexus, but even better from Fate to bring it back.
Yeah. Eventually they are going to be committing to the say bomb side, trading out the weapons there. Of course, caliber a lot lower than double magic, so give him the weapon where he just needs to land the one bullet to get the kill. Oh!
Doable now.
Speaking of kills, that's a very influential one. And now Zello going to be looking for the jump shot. It does give his position away. And off the back of that, Zeus is trying to push up short aggressively undetected. He is going to be able to take down Caliber. So that leaves Double Magic in the clutch. And he actually looks to force the fight here against Zello, but this enables him. Up close with the Desert Eagle, he's going to land the shot, and Nexus actually winning the round here.
Now Zello will take those sorts of fights all day, every day. King of the Deagle proves it yet again. doesn't miss for once, like when you say he's going to land a shot,
Yeah.
like you did earlier, Matt. Caster
Yeah.
cursed him.
It's like I didn't even know that I could curse Zello. I thought he was uncursable.
Yep, well, he's going to have to bring some more of that magic. Some Zello magic. They need it, do Nexus. It's 12-8. Had a little bit in that last round, but it hasn't been there all the time. Raga again bossing that battle towards long. And that seems to be a fairly consistent theme at this stage. Fate have been so efficient at turning those advantages for Nexus back in their favor.
Yeah, they have. But you can't rely on that, obviously.
No, that would seem to be a crazy
And
thing to rely on.
On the flip side, how have Nexus not been converting those opening frags into round wins, right? That's the big question. So now they are actually able to find a second frag which goes untraded, which surely puts them in an unassailable position, all things considered.
Yeah, Double Magic playing that position towards mid, hoping for Orpa to maybe peek into him, of course, but I think Nexus have learned from Nicky's transgressions in the first half. Nicky, the man we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, caught off.
Yeah, I am just hiding in that corner the whole time.
Oh,
and Raga's
BTN's
actually
going to knife him. Oh,
No,
he turned at the wrong
couldn't.
moment.
Yeah. So Nexus are actually able to string 2 rounds together here, and they keep, what was that, all 5 players alive?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's going to bode really well for their economy. Fate are on an eco. This is a great opportunity for Nexus to get to double digits.
Yeah, Nexus keeping the good play for map 2, because it certainly wasn't there on map 1 and Inferno. I'm just glad to see Nexus can be competitive against Fate.
Yeah, you and me both. It's going to be straight aggression up short. This is actually a perfect strat right now. This is going to be relatively undefended. Raga on the angle is going to be able to find one, but I think there may be a bomb plant secured. A quick flurry of frags puts Fate in the advantage, though. As I say that, Raga gets a second in the round. And he still has a job to do here as he connects on the third. What a good job done by the Yorker for Nexus. Double Magic still alive and kicking. Raga on the angle is going to be his next point of contention. He actually is able to avoid him entirely. He lands the first shot onto Zoots, but unfortunately it's not the headshot.
Very winnable for Double Magic. If he landed the headshot, I still think he probably would have gone down though. Just dropping there just means that he's dealing with 2 180-degree opposite angles. Kind of mission impossible. But the Fate player Double Magic does like to go for those sorts of things.
Yeah. And he's actually got the spawn for a quick B pick here. He has the AWP in hand and he's gotten across trying to see if one of these CT players may be lazy as they make their way onto the platform. And Zeus is going to flash his way across. And then he does get the kill as well. I don't even know if Double Magic was blinded up there. I think he may have just avoided the flashbang, but still does go down.
Of course, when you're scoped in, it's a little hard to see if somebody jumps into your peripheral vision because you don't have any.
Yeah.
Don't think BTN was trying to do that with the Molly, actually.
I thought the same, but I was like, it was so far off the mark. Maybe he was. Again, it's Nexus who find the opening frag in the round. Well, Duplicate has been able to get into long. I'm not sure what angle he's actively holding right now, but Nexus actually double back and after finding that short control decides to try and find some presence towards long. Duplicate's still holding this angle. If it's a dry peak, BTN's going to be in some trouble here. Swings wide and he actually gets one.
4v2, yeah, Caliber and Ma very much chasing the game. Ooh, Ma, though, with a pretty efficient headshot there on Raga. Caliber can find something here, Matt. It's doable. He's only got one player to deal with. Just depends on where he looks, and he looks the right way.
Yeah, all of a sudden the door on this round has been blown completely open. Caliber just has to get across with the bomb, which should be uncontested.
Well, it was actually an AWP shot.
I say that, but yeah, there is Zello, and if he went down there was no time left to secure the plant. Zeus with this quick flank is going to be catching Caliber off guard. That means the jig is up. Ma left in the 1 versus 2 clutch here. Zello trying to create an opportunity for himself, trying to get part of the equation as well. And Ma's going to just get caught off here on the angle, doesn't realize how far forward Zeus has actually gotten. Nexus continue here with their 4th consecutive round win.
Well, there we go, and the loss bonus starting to accrue here for Fate, so they'll probably buy into this one, I'd guess. Double Magic and Duplicate can afford the AK, so yeah, it's getting close now, man. 12-11. I wouldn't have expected this, considering that 16-3 on the first map to Fate. Nexus now in a very good position. Zoot's on 22 kills. I am still only on 9. I'm frankly surprised considering how well Nexus are doing.
Yeah, I am as well. I am surprised as well, Mike. I am trying to frag, and Zello picks up one as well. And again, BTN's just going to persist with this aggression. No, my word. Fates are getting picked apart haplessly at the moment. So they've actually been able to get themselves on the B-bomb side in the process, but this is still a stretch. Zello above the smoke, looking for an angle. Doesn't want to scope in, giving his position away. Even a bomb plant's a challenge right now, but Caliber will be able to find it just before that fire comes through. And in fact, it's a missed molly, which means Nexus are going to have to wait that much longer. If Duplicate wins this fight towards tunnels, it is doable, but unfortunately, just because of the timing, he's going to get caught off, and there's no way in the world that Caliber wins this.
Certainly not, and that has played out. It's going to be 12-all, Matt. Would you have expected this?
No, definitely not, especially considering the start that Fate got off to in the second half. They were up 12-7 at one stage. Now that lead has been completely negated, and we're level. Fates are going to persist with the buy here because they've got that round loss bonus coupled with the plant, but it's been a while since they've tasted success.
Yeah, that it has, and I don't even think Fate's T-side has been all that unimpressive. It's big plays from these Nexus players. Zello now standing on the edge of the smoke. He goes for a repeat. You probably shouldn't do that, but he does it anyway. Zello.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, you don't label him with conventional tags. He's different. Zoots has a job now over on the B-bomb side. He's had a fantastic map so far with 23 kills. He's only going to be good for 1, but does mean he maintains his team's one-man advantage. BTN trying to get ahead of the smoke there. Perhaps a bit overzealous, and Duplicate destroys Zello. And with that, probably Nexus's hopes in the round. That was questionable from BTN.
Yeah, a bit silly. I mean, he is generally prone to those sorts of plays. But that's certainly not what you want to see in that sort of scenario. And I mean, I'd almost cast him and Sereni from Blue Jays in a similar sort of mold. Both players that are pretty good leaders, but do rather odd individual things, very aggressive things that sometimes give away fairly easy frags for the opponents. So
probably a cut above Car.
Yeah, of course.
But still not in the realm of Double Magic or maybe a rocking from Skade when they were a part of the competition. Oh! Iron gets a frag for free. Those don't come too often. And Fate get their noses ahead once again.
Yeah, just in front, but it certainly hasn't been going all their own way at all. It's been pretty one-way traffic for Nexus for the last few rounds. So there's finally... Oh, is BTN timing out or something? Standing still? Okay, he's moving now, but...
Okay.
Double Magic should have this one. He spotted him. Oh! Oh, he only got legged. He could still get this kill.
Oh,
it's
no.
Zello doing his thing.
Oh my word. He needed a 10th of a second there to get that shot off. And again, BTN wants to try and do the job by himself. Why wait for your teammates if you can do it yourself, right? I mean, that's how people normally play.
Does seem so. Well, Nexus are going to be bugging out of this one. It'll be 14-12. Jeez, as you said, if there was just an extra portion of a second there for Zello, probably would have gotten the no-scope on the second one. Almost was expecting it, but nah. These Nexus players are being denied their weapons, man. It's not like Fate have a ton of money either, but they know how precarious the position is for Nexus if they are going to try for it.
Nice shot there from Raga, but I mean, how many of his frags have actually just been exit frags at this point?
Probably a few.
Not all of them. I mean, he's had impactful rounds, but I'm just saying it seems like he's saving this AWP so frequently because...
It's jam time.
Fates are just getting themselves onto B, and he's all the way over at long, so he's just not able to have an impact in those situations.
They've been pretty effectively taking him out of the game because, I mean, when they have forced him at long, he tended to win. So now the way it's been going, they've been kind of taking him out the game, forcing him to rotate to B.
14-12 here. Nexus fully invested in the round, Mike. Double AWP, M4, 2 pistols, armor across the board. Lose this round, you lose the game. Is pretty much it. Nicky's been able to catch IM completely off guard. There's no trade either as BTN receives the same treatment. And so does Zello. Or is it Raga? It's actually Zello this time who's towards long.
He got pre-fired. somehow
Yeah.
lives through the experience, doesn't take any damage.
I really want to see Fate put the brakes on here and actually just reconsider their other options. They've sent turmoil through Nexus's communications. There's so much time left on the clock here. No need to commit to A through long. Especially now that Caliber's found that frag elsewhere on the map. And he takes down Arag. Alright, now it makes sense just to go A because you've got such a crazy advantage. 15-12 Fate looking poised to close the series out 2-0 or 1-1. Depending how you look at it, it's 2 best of 1s or the BO2.
I think we might be stuck on duplicate here.
Yeah, that made no sense what I just said, so completely disregarded. It's been a lengthy evening, and it is the final couple group stage matches that we have tonight. The final night of group stage matches. We're going to be heading into the playoffs on Thursday evening, so make sure you clear your calendar for then, because it's looking like this game may be done and dusted unless Zella can make some magic happen with that scout. Never mind.
Double Magic just replies immediately on him. Meanwhile, we're going on a nice, gentle journey over towards that B-bomb site, thanks to Duplicate.
Jeez.
Nothing gentle about this. He should be able to land that frag, maybe even round it out. No, he doesn't. BTN there with 1.
Finally, coming through the doors, he's able to get a frag.
Oh, he's in such a tough spot though, Matt.
Yeah, left in the clutch. So much to do right now. They know exactly where he is. Both of these players are pincering on his position as well. Looks like he's going to go for the timing push, which is actually going to work out just against... Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Nothing but nothing has gone Nexus's way. We're going to jump into a short ad break, and then we will be back to break down tonight's games.
And I'm Chips. Wow, Chips. Sick outfit. I didn't know you were a cosplayer.
It's more of a protection thing. Pringles might come in cans. I now come in maximum leveled armor. Hit me.
Nah, I don't think it's a good idea.
Come on, hit me.
Okay. Come on. Whoa! I guess Chips has left the game then.
You ready? Huh? Hey, easy boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Well, back we go into the fray, and unfortunately, I think the Nexus players' nerves will be feeling a bit frayed after that last match we witnessed.
And they're on boot camp, but unfortunately, it hasn't been a successful evening for them in the way of their ESL SEC match. But we did start things off with Salamander Gaming versus Dawn of Stars, and there was actually a very closely contested first map, which was Overpass. In fact, it was even 12-12 at one stage, but it was Salamander Gaming who had that extra gear and were able to kick on and close out the map in their favor. And then it was a completely different tale in Inferno, where it was one-way traffic the entire way through.
As you said, they had that extra gear. Well, I just think they stayed in it. They didn't need
Yeah,
to.
that's true, right? In the fast lane the whole way through.
Yeah, they just powered through that one with the 16-2. It just looked like Dawn of Stars had nothing there, unfortunately. And that's not going to bode well for them going into the playoffs, which will be starting on Thursday night. So do join us for that. Both of those teams will be featuring. In fact, all 4 teams from tonight will be featuring in the playoffs. And, well, Fate versus Nexus. Well, that first map, what can we say? 16-3, absolute body slam, backbreaker. Yeah, you thought Nexus were probably out for the count after Inferno, but when we went over to Dust 2, they're actually pretty competitive.
Yeah, they actually showed some glimpses of positivity. In fact, they're going to be aggrieved with themselves that they weren't able to close out the map. If I'm not mistaken, this means that the first matches of the playoffs will be Fate versus Dawn of Stars and Salamander Gaming versus Nexus. So that means Fate certainly have got the favorable match of those games. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure for myself, Hayes, Mr. Mike.
Yeah, from EX Streams, have a great one, guys. See you on Thursday.
Good night, guys.